I'm walking around in the circle of life, doing the things I know, walking the same ways 100 times with the same soul. But do you ever try to path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But do you ever try to path on the left side, put it up in your mind? It's gonna be hard. You run, try, roll your mind. 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 Seeing all the water rain fill your eyes, doing the things they know, talking about the same old stories they've heard about the people they think they know. But do you ever try to path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But do you ever try to path on the left side, put it up in your mind? It's gonna be hard. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try.
They was sleeping, they was snoozing me. I was dreaming about what food to eat. Why they sleeping, why they snoozed on me? I was seizing opportunity. Now they don't know what to do with me. I keep going hard like I'm in puberty. Rebellions in my blood, there ain't no ruling me. Coming for the top, this is a mutiny.
How's it going, everybody? I'm just fixing the camera stuff. I have to do this every single time. I feel like I need to get better at just doing all of this ahead of time. I don't know. It also does the thing where it resets if I do it like a little too early. So there's nothing I could do about it, man. Actually, just nothing I could do about it sometimes. Let me switch. Here we go. Hopefully we got groups for NA duels. I've really been enjoying the groups over on the NA. These have been a lot of fun. Yesterday we got to do a bunch, well, I guess you could say a bunch over on the EU. I am hoping we get at least like about the same over on the NA, just because I've been really enjoying the variety that we're bringing for NA. Also, the rule that we had of no paladins, that is still in play. We're just gonna try no pala, because EU got to do with no pala. They seem to have enjoyed it. That seemed to have been kind of fun. And yeah, I feel like it's just kind of, it makes the duels feel a little bit fresher. If they do something with paladins to make them less like amazing for 1v1, then we can bring it back in. But like until then, I kind of just like this. Honestly, I kind of just like this. Let me get things up and running here. Just midnight in Spain. Cheers. It's just midnight, so we're playing midnight while it's midnight in Spain. Cheers, my guy. Hope you're having a good one. Hell yes. I don't even know what is this auction house that was coming back to me. I don't even remember if I sold anything on the auction house on my priest. It's been a second, dude. I gotta level more characters. Next time walking comes around, I'll probably take that whole week off to just level alts. That's all I'll do. It's just level alts, get my... What time walking is it? It needs to be the one without raid. Actually, next week is time walking. It's Mr. Pandaria. This is excellent. This doesn't have a raid, so I don't need to worry about the gear. And this also has that one dungeon, Jade Forest one. Jade Temple. That's like, you can basically just like skip a boss. You kill the water boy, behind him is a door, it opens immediately, you just go to the third boss, pull everything there, kill the third boss, pull the guys in front, and kill the final boss. And you can just get more instances that way. Hell yeah. Now I'm excited. I think that's what I'll be doing next week. Plus next week, actually, oh wait. Next week is the new patch, isn't it? Damn. I'm gonna be so goddamn busy. I don't even know if I'll be able to level. Now I'm thinking about it. I now doubting it. Now, highly doubting it. Alrighty, let's try to see if we can get a group together either way. Hopefully I'll get Boris hitting me up here in a minute or two. Because I'll need somebody to help me with the group stuff. But we'll just open it up right now in LFG. Let me also list up how to join the groups. I don't know if that helps anybody, but I definitely should be better at putting that up as a pin before the stream goes live. I need to like maybe automate it. Maybe I can have like Nightbot automate it. On like a Friday and Saturday streams, it just like pops it in, pins it for me because it does have mod privileges. So I'm wondering if I can make it like a command or something. That'd be kind of nice actually. If it just did it on its own. I also hate how they're putting the pins for me at the bottom, but for you guys it's at the top of the chat. Because for me, it just makes me think there's like a message on the bottom, but it's just my message. Anyway, let's try to see if we can put a group together or two over on the NA, if I can, if it's possible. Hey, getting groups together for Duels right now. I don't know if he needs an invite or not. Who can I invite? Hey, I'm gonna join some 5V5 1V1 Duels. Make it one? Beautiful. We might have to fight one another for people to invite into duels. Hey, Boone, wanna join some 5V5 Duels tonight? We getting groups together for it right now. Haven't seen Boom in these in a second. Hey, Duels tonight? Trying to see if I can get Chicago before Boris hits him. Hey CJ, what does CJ play? Demon Hunter? Sage? What is that name? Doing some Duels tonight? I really need to get like a good like, hi, you wanna join Duels? Macro. Hey friend. Duels tonight? Getting groups together for it right now. I'm going to pull up the chats because I'm definitely not going to be able to keep up with those chats without it. Beautiful. Let me know. Time to invite. If I can get do a lift, that'd be perfect because then he might be able to invite a couple of homies in. Maybe, possibly, eventually. Cora? Oh, okay. Holy. Wait, damn it. What was it? Kobe. Hey, wanna join do a left? What did he say? Sure, I can do some, but you can have later stick around. Yeah. That's all G with me. Let me know when to invite. What did Kobe say? Yeah, put that up at the moment. All G. No worries. Nick? I'm trying to see if I can get... See if you'll be down for it or not. Who else can I invite? Hillel Jr. Wait, Nick said yes? Hold on a second. We got Nick in here? Hold on. We got Sensei in here? We can send him right now. Perfect. Perfect. I'll grab Die in a second. So I'm just gonna tell Double Lip, like, dude, you wanna... Wait, Rosie. Hey, Duels tonight? Getting groups together right now. I needed 2 more. It'll be actually good. Hell yeah. This will be fun. Soul is unplugged, guy. Dude, I need to do some stuff with Soul. Hey, Duels tonight? Getting groups together right now. I'm assuming Chicago is already in the other group, right? Is Vex somebody that joins? I'm assuming maybe. A really nice person. I don't know what that means. Why do I have Bingo added with a really nice person? Like what? One from the Duels. I'll try to see if I can get Wild to be in here. I guess I could ask Bingo. I don't even know what that note means. A really nice person. Like, is that sarcasm? Did I write that in the joke? Did I write that in jest? Or is that like somebody I actually know? Like, should I ask? If they want to join, or be like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave him alone and let him do the thing. Like, I really don't know. I really have no idea. Alright, who else could I bug about it? Unless Blue Assassin, unless he really wants to join for some Bellator from Duels. I guess I could do some. Nice. Okay, if how long we will go for tonight. I'm just gonna let him know ahead of time. Hey, Bellator, wanna go 5 Duels? How's it going, by the way, Boris? Can I join? Yeah, kill, more than welcome to. We are on an A right now. You got a spot if you want in. We got a group listed under Molten Core. I can get you in. I'm pretty sure Boris also has a group listed as well. You are welcome. More than welcome. Oh, also, Boris, I guess I should double check. No Palas, right? We're not doing Paladin lobbies? Because I don't have a single Paladin in my group. Unless I'm like, no, I don't have a single Paladin. So this is perfect. I just need 1 extra. I just need 1 and I'm good on my end. I think. I think. There's rogues, but no Palas. So, I think this is the one season that I like, don't really... no Palas. Yeah. There's like no Palas of them. Why does everyone hate Palas? It's just for 21s. And in M+. And in Raise. Actually, fair point. Even Wild Up was just like, yo, why does everybody hate Palas? I decided to respond in a funny way. I was just like, no, it's just for 1v1s. Oh, and in Mythic Plus. Oh, no, and in Raids. Or actually, have fair point. Even Valyria leaves those groups. If it's a Paladin, Valyria literally leaves those groups. Alright, Boris. I am set on my end, and I'm ready to go. I got quite a bit of variety on my group. 2 Warlocks, but it's okay. Still is Bellator safe. Still no DPS back. OG. Yeah, groups are listed under Molten Core or cross-faction stuff. Okay, maybe Bellator will send a friend or so. Maybe Bellator will be able to send a friend. We're good, Boris. I'm not seeing it. So the group is going to be listed under, if you go to Premade Group, go to Legacy Raids, and you should either look up for Molten Core or just type in number 5 in the search, and you should be able to find it. That, or write out what your character is in the server. I'm pretty sure you did that last week, and somebody got to win. I think it was Boris's team, because you did play last week. Pretty sure you were a survival hunter. Unless I'm wrong about that. But, yeah, they're normally listed under Molten Core. Just for that cross-faction stuff. I'm pretty sure you're NA, right? But doesn't remove Mythic Lockout? Imagine you having a group with Telltale Mythic and really tells you it's a Banshee boss. I kinda agree with that. Yeah, maybe they should make mythic lockouts. I mean, I kind of understand why they're doing mythic lockouts. Got it. Perfect. Perfect. We just need, however, more for the Boris. And leader and his 4 friends may allowed. Group disbands.
Hello, it's been a long time. Can't get you off my
Yeah, now that Atom adds it in. Dalaran, yo, again, it translates shit. It said inside. Yo, how you doing, Rosie? We got groups. Mine is finished. Boris got groups if you want to join. Or if you want to invite friends. Either one works, man. Finally, those, my god. You've been waiting all week, huh? Waiting all week. We got class buffs this week too, didn't we? And we got some healer buffs coming out next week too. Actually, just reworks for classes. If you haven't played Rogue at all, Trickster Rogue, once level 5 hits, might be insane. Like, actually insane amount of damage. Because the stacks are huge. Boris, is it good? Have a guy asking if it counts as prop warrior. It's a mono prop warrior since ever. I mean,
oh my god, you are
it's gonna be a very long duel against that. Most people don't really have fun fighting tanks, but like, I mean, if that helps you finish out like a 5th, he may just go last and you might just get like, you know, no dampening. Prots are kind of horrible with no sustain. Yeah, it's just survivability. And okay, maybe if it's like your last 5th, you need for a group or something. We can do 1 game. Ideally, a DPS is better, but War is kind of rough. Yeah, Warriors are kind of rough right now, like Arms and Fury. So maybe like Prod will make things a little more interesting. Who knows though? Or we can do a tank for only 1. Tank me tank. Nah. No, because the problem is you're going to get a battle of attrition and tanks are just going to keep clashing at each other. Neither does damage. Both of them have enough healing to live the damage of the other, and then just going to be fighting each other for 20 minutes. Like, it's going to be them basically beating each other with pull mules, doing minimal damage. In fact, they'll be healing each other with how much damage they're doing. Like, it's just going to keep going until dampening hits 20 minutes later. And it's just, yeah, like, is it funny to smack your friends with a pull mule? For sure. But, like, doing it for 20 minutes straight, watching 2 people beat each other and like do nothing to one another, it'll be a fun pull fight. You know what? I would maybe run it as a 1 match, tank versus tank, get the floaties. You know what? I would be okay with just doing it once, just for funsies. But I know it's going to be a shit show and a half. I do it once. I do it at least once. But it would have to be tank versus tank. Like tanks would have to fight each other, and whoever does more damage, I guess, would win. I don't know, we need to like save them for like high dampening or at the beginning, just let them duke it out. But like, imagine if tanks actually get to do stuff. That'd be interesting. But yeah, we need, how many more do we need for Team Boris? Because otherwise, my group is all set. We need 1 more for Team Boris. Okay, Uno Mas and we're good. Uno Mas and we'll be good. Have to do high damp. Yeah, okay, so then if it was tank versus tank, we'd have to basically let everybody else play, and when it's tank's turn, they have to play against the other tank, right? And then it would be the rest of the team. I think that's the only way would have to do it, right? So the tank would have to go last, and whoever team gets down to their tank, then it would be a tank off. And whoever is like left in the group would basically get a bit of like a recuperation, and then they would be able to walk in inside the tank. But at that point, that could work actually. That could work. It would have to be a very, very special rule. We would have to have slight coordination within groups, but it would work. It would work and maybe could be kind of fun. I imagine Brewmaster would actually be pretty good for that because they do damage. Previously, past expansions, Brewmaster used to do good damage. They would do this like Keck Smash thing. I think it was Kalel Jr. too that did it. I bad with names, but I'm pretty sure his name was Kalel Jr., an Orc Monk in Dragonflight, or I don't think it was War Within. Maybe it was War Within, like Beta or Alpha or something. And they just kind of walked up to a rogue, slammed him with a keg, did this like keg slam, knock a keg up in the air, another keg slam, fire breath, and then a keg landed, and the rogue went from like 100% health down to like 20, 15, 10. Just like majority of the health was just like gone. And the rogue vanished, and I think just kind of ran around chasing after the rogue. Lex sucked him, breathed him, kegged him again, and he died. But it was like, whoa, hold on a second. A tank bursting a rogue better than a rogue could. It was wild, but like in the most fun and entertaining way possible. You know what I mean? But yeah. I'd personally be okay if they made Mythic raids a bit more pug friendly in the future. Some fights aren't that hard, but being locked to a pugging experience yeah, I'm kind of okay with agreeing with Atho on the whole Mythic raids having lockouts. I get why they did it. They wanted to make sure like guilds that are Mythic progressing together are doing it as a team, and there's a reason for you to join a guild to progress in Mythic. That being said, I think Blizzard at this point has realized how many people play the game solo, whether you're doing high-end content or like casual content, and it looks like with them doing like what, a flex Mythic rating thing, they kinda look at a potential of allowing players to have a little more flexibility within Mythic raids, but like maybe that's just a way for them to open the door to adding more of these like convenient solo friendly features down the line. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I got Dai on my team. Who was it? I was gonna invite, man. Well, I was gonna get in. I guess I maybe could invite this guy. See if he wants to join. I have no idea who this guy is though. We fine, Boris? We're good? Okay, we're ready. Perfect. I'm gonna make I guess I'll make Dia lead, right? I'll make teams ready. I'll make Dia lead for now. Dia, all you gotta do is just have a pulse and be beautiful. You're already doing the second part. As for the pulse, I'm hoping you're good there as well. It does, right? It does, right? And then it is Quartz, I think. Or I was gonna copy your name, character name, but I don't think I can do that. Quartz. Words 5, no grand. I don't know how many games we're gonna get tonight on NA, but like if we get a couple, I'll be happy. If we get a couple, I'll be happy. Especially compared to my blunder from last week, where I basically had to use footage from the stream, which is, I look back at it, I'm like, man, I really need to find a way to make it a little higher quality. Juggernaut. Okay, so we do have one tank. I guess we should have the tank. Should it go last? Definitely shouldn't have the tank go first, right, with higher dampening. But yeah, we're just gonna let a tank run. One, because warriors, is that watch that be tank? Hold on, watch that be tank or war last? Okay, maybe we should have the tank go last. Yeah, maybe we should have the tank go last. So Juggernaut might just have to go last. So Boris, if you're hearing me, potentially have the tank go last just for because dampening. I feel like this guy's just gonna live forever. This would be, I think, a little more fair to the other group, right? He'll be the final boss, the big boss at the end of a pack. Which, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? We got a dude that actually looks like a tank. Holy, wait, I'm sending it first. Okay, no, it is not. I like the bulwark of Azzinoth. I do like that as well. I like that it's on. Hold on. Who's going first? Is it Mariah Carey? Hold on, who's the tank? We're trying to figure it out. Sige does see that there's two stealthies. Looks like Mariah backing up out of there. Rosie as apparel is going to be... No, wait, maybe not. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out who's going to be first. Sige does go for a bit of a backflip. Is having to go for a trinket. You're getting a little bit confused. Hopefully we should go up against. But it is going to be a feral droid. Sige does take quite a decent bit of bleeds. But at the very least, maybe this will give him like a chance to just like reset a little bit. A little bit confusing. Maybe can deny the feral a complete reset behind the corner. I do wonder, as a Demon Hunter, what kind of a build do you play now? Do you play the Annihilator or do you play the Felskard still for the immediate burst damage? Rosie leaping in, bash immediately. Unfortunately, no trinket. Getting all the blades for Sige. Immediately gonna have to go for darkness. Possibly a blur. Does get a stun. Immediate trinket out for Rosie. I don't think a Demon Hunter can really do much in that situation, right? Whether you have it for the Vengeance, I think he was dead. You can use some mobility to maybe reset, but I think the bleeds will take you, right? Barely? 3%? 1%? Feral Druids. We did watch Feral Druids over on the EU do a ton of damage. And unfortunately, one does go down. Let me get Rex for a video about unkillable prop warrior to be tuned. Is that why we got a prop warrior? I have not, apparently. I have not seen a unkillable prop warrior. This guy might as well be an immortal if he knows the stuff. Is there really an immortal build? This is going to be fun. Wild him dropping down a big Fel Lord to get himself a little bit more of this ground cover. With Rosie having all those demons peeling behind the curtain, is going to be doing some decent bit of damage. Regrowths, I was about to say wild growths, are still doing decent bit. Rosie, doesn't he hit a wild growth if he hits that Heart of the Wild in non-cat form? Like in humanoid form? I do like how this guy is playing. I do like how Rosie is playing Haranier, by the way. I wonder if that crit damage is doing anything here and there. Part Warrior ignores the effect of dampening while Shield Wall is active. Do they actually, though? Is that a talent or is it just baseline? Bites after bites, bash to follow as them get decent damage onto Rosie. Continue just to slam out more demons, crashing down damage onto Rosie. More demons side by side charging in as well. And for Imp, he's taking a bit of that blade damage, but definitely less than a demon hunter, which are just raw passive output. As Rosie tried to see if he can potentially cover the distance, leaping in, Axos immediately stops him with a Fear to follow up. Second Fear right after to run Rosie in the opposite direction. Mortical to follow Wild Imp with a wall, try to see if he can get some demons out. Rosie has a choice, either stay in and hang in there, or take the brunt of the demon damage. It looks like they're trying to see if they can hang in. Has a wall in case they need to. Getting super low on damage, but it looks like those pets do ramp up decently enough, with Imp barely surviving, but doing actually kind of okay. My bad on music, by the way. My bad. It is lower down. Appreciate it. I think music a bit too high. Yeah, no. I definitely do need to get better at that, though. I definitely get better at that. I feel like the rest of the chat is so used to just me barely hearing down. Stun onto him. Does go for a trinket. Unfortunately, that is going to be a full Ray of Frost. Axtos does interrupted with him going for a little bit of healing. Soup Dow. What's up, Jake? I like how you say Soup Dow. That doesn't get translated. That, for some reason, does not get translated. Mortical onto Mariah. A bit of Wild Imp healing back behind the pillar. I think off of maybe one of the images or Earth Water Elemental. Well, they did make Drain a little bit better in healing. The Fel Lord is down. Maybe a knockdown to Mariah. Does not get a knockdown, but I think the Water Elemental actually did get cleaved by it. Like, pretty hard. That thing is dead. It's going to be a blink out for Mariah. We'll need to get a whole new pet. Tyrant isn't playing for Wild Imp, so as long as he gets himself a couple hand to Goldons, he might be able to get something going here, especially with more demonic reinforcements. Fear for a second hand to Goldon. Every single hand to Goldon you get, or every second hand to Goldon, I'm pretty sure summon an additional demon from Argus. Breath out and all those pets as the mage tried to see if he can get himself an angle. If he can get himself another big Ray of Frost, without Wild Imp interrupting him, he'll be in a golden spot, golden opportunity. And Wild Imp actually has all his main pets back behind the pillar. Polly to follow as a Mortical does hit. Has the Axos on the ready. I think he will want to save Axos on the cast. However, unfortunately, he just burned it on a Polymorph. So now for Mariah, this could be a perfect opportunity just to go for full damage. Got himself a Reflect, trying to see if he can spell steal it. Maybe another Polymorph. But now if he goes in for a full burst, Wild Imp, unless he can fear it, he won't be able to really stop it. So for Mariah, as long as he gets himself a decent bit of burst here, he might be okay. Axos is the only thing that would really essentially help him. Block for the mage, not a bad move since mages no longer can recover health while inside of a block. Soup down. Yeah. They have a PvP talent that makes him temporarily ignore dampening so they can heal full at 100% damp. That is, what is the cooldown of Shield Wall? Isn't it 4 minutes? Is it really that powerful? Is it just survivability and like just going into high dampening and then just re-healing every 4 minutes or so? And then rotating defenses? That's got to be cheese, right? Mariah does go for at least a stun on that main pet. Catch himself a quick invis. There still could be an opportunity. Fear out by Wild Imp, just randomly chancing it. Polly still lands. He does have the Axe Toss, so he should be okay. Frostbomb is going to add a bit of damage. Does Frostbomb do anything with shatters? Because Frostbomb used to have a shatter benefit of being more powerful if it shatters, but shatter is a completely new mechanic now. So I don't even know if that works. Mariah does go for the blink. Ray of Frost connects, but unfortunately it doesn't have much health to work with. Does go in for burst, whatever it's got at the tail end, and Wild Imp does end up taking him out. With Asa Nara gonna be up next as what looks like a Frosty Death Knight. I do hate how the Frost Death Knights no longer track pillar, so I can't really see when they got big damage. I'm assuming he's gonna be playing into a Deathbringer, so he's probably gonna be okay off of that. The knockdown by the Felord actually getting some value. Tyrant doesn't play stun. Asanara goes in for a stun back to him with a wall. Got himself a port. I don't know if he's going to go for yet another port. Grip does go through with that scythe still flying in. Mortical to disconnect for a second. Lichborn out. Yeah, Lichborn out for the fear. I didn't know if it was going to go for it or not. And Asanara, I think, is just dead to the pets right now. I don't really know if they are in a situation where they could do much. Unless they just go for death strikes, but I think they just gave up. I think maybe they might have tried to go for a grip while Wildimp was mid-gateway. And it was just like, well, I got no mobility. I don't have much of my health. I'm just going to go for a bit of a relax and just go for a low cortisol play of just, you know what? I lost this one. We go next one. We go next round. Full dots are in by Demoniac with an evasion to follow. Imp is melting behind, just out in the open, and unfortunately he does succumb to the bleeds with a sudden demise. Immediate blind onto Sensei, goes in for a trinket. Going to be a reset by Demoniac. Almost does get caught out in the open, but he's catching the re-stealth either way. Still allows Sensei to be put back into combat. Steps right on top of the monk, trying to see if he can get away. Kidney shot to follow. Sensei does not have a way to break out of this one, but he was trying to see if he can chase out the Demoniac, and that is going to be a second vanish out of the rogue. 2 vanishes almost pretty much in a row. For Sensei, no trinket. So for Demoniac, this technically could be a good go with a full kidney shot. That being said, no damage output at the moment. He doesn't have Kingsbane. He doesn't really have much to work with. All he can do right now is... all he can do is not even zap because the guy keeps zapping out Juggernaut. Not enough to do damage. Actually, no, he is doing a little bit of damage to him. Garrote out Sensei with an incap. Fist of Fury right after. The kidney shot still goes through him. Kingsbane in play. Got him some potentially decent damage, but it's going to be the Rogue with the Cloak of Shadows. Try to see if he can back up out of there. Disarm to follow. Does get rooted for a second. The Rogue does feign the stun. So it's going to be actually a nice damage reduction during that Alexia. Barely taking any damage. Does go for yet another step. Sensei taking a bit of damage to go for a Karma. I don't know if Demoniac can do much in this situation. He just needs to find a way to live. Right now, I don't know if he could really do anything. Maybe a gouge touch to death as he does get low enough with Juggernaut as the last one left or for the team. 1. Now, Atho. Maybe this guy just ends up living forever and killing everybody. Maybe this could be the immortal prop paladin type of play. Who knows really? Does get himself a charge. I really don't know what prop paladins do for PvP. I know that they got decent bit of damage with like Demolish. They got Avatar. So that can maybe do okay. I don't really know. Like Shield Slam. Do Shield Slam slam as hard as they do? Because I know they had a shield charge. And that is your part of the big burst ability. Does charge in for a wall, leg sweep to follow, not burning the trinket. Actually does choose to burn a trinket with a war stop right after fear to follow. I guess we'll see if he got any big damage. Fist of Fury unfortunately doesn't get parried by Demolish. I thought it was totally parryable. Does get himself the phalanx hits though. Either way for Sensei, got himself mobility on that charge, in cap to follow him. So unless Juggernaut got himself like a big setup, he's still got Avatar. So maybe he can make some work off of it. Maybe the whole opportunity though was just to force some cooldown. Sensei does have trinkets back up and available by the looks of things. Now what is a prod gonna do? Like, should I be excited when he charges? Should I be excited when he's using any of the abilities? I just don't really know what does damage for prods anymore. Like, they don't really get played that much for PvP. That is the Shield Slam to give him the spear. Sensei might not have too many places for him to go right now. Fist of Fury to follow. Juggernaut did have him, but he got too still for a second. I'm not even sure what is going on. But the man does get hit with a leg support immediately for Sensei. The man still does have himself those frontal cleaves. I don't really know what that does. I don't really know what that shockwave ability is supposed to be honest. Like, I really don't know what to watch out for. He does have another Demolish in cap before the Demolish completes all the way through. Unfortunately, does still have Avatar in case he needs it. Stormbolt to follow, but I think Sensei's just gonna run it out. Unless this guy can heal. He does go for a wall. So if he can get himself decent bit of healing off of Sensei, maybe this will be good. Does he get second wind healing? He's gonna have to start doing damage to this guy to make sure the second wind doesn't do much. But yeah, I really don't know. Unless Juggernaut does damage right now, I don't really know what he could do in this situation. Fist of Fury, leg sweep. I really don't know what he could do. 57% dampening means the prod can't really heal that much. Does have stuns, but like, can he make something work off of this? A short charge over Sensei, but he does go for yet another port. I think Sensei's probably gonna have to whittle this guy out little by little, right? He's just gonna have to do a little bit of damage. It's a nice second wind healing, and then go for a bit of a re-heal. Play it as safe as possible. But yeah, I mean, he is starting to heal a little. I mean, his health isn't going below 30%. Wait, 2%, 12%. Short stun, unless you get a heal right now, I think it's over. In cap, touch of death, karma. No, not even that. Touch of death after. I'm not even sure what Prot was supposed to do in that situation. Wild Imp does pick up 3. And Sensei technically picks up 2, but a Prot, I don't know. I don't know. If that guy was playing an immortal build, it definitely didn't really feel that immortal. Anyway, let's get us another one going, yeah? Try another one. Boris and Daya. Let me know if the groups are still at 5. And let's try to see if we could maybe replace the tank. Just because I don't really know how that's gonna work. Down 20% haste, someone 20%, good enough for the outlaw. 20%, 23. I would shoot for like 23. I think they'd be a little bit better. Quartz is ready. Boris, let me know when your team is good. And then we'll give it another one. Ooh. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Sunday, April 19th. Sunday, April 19th. Is that tomorrow? Shit. Charlotte, one of the guests on tomorrow's podcast can make it to the show. And Chase will be willing to match tomorrow. Ooh. Tomorrow is Sunday, 12 p.m. my time. Oh, chat. So I guess I'll just give you a little bit of under the curtain. I got a message about appearing on a podcast from a very, very kind and generous guy with a great show. Sunday, that's tomorrow, 12 p.m. I was really hoping tomorrow I'd be able to take some time off and then prep for the 1205 stuff. Ah, man. Do I do it? Initially, in my mind, I was gonna... Man, I really, really want to join. 3 out of 5? Okay, so we'll need a couple more bodies then. That's okay. We can wait. Don't you worry, Boris. We'll wait. I don't know if I can invite anybody else. Like, if Chicago's out of Mel Jackson's Coliseum, I imagine Chicago may join us if they're interested. Garber want to join? Hey, Garber, wanna join those? I'll see if he would be down for it. I don't think I've asked Garber had Garber join these duels in some time now. Oh, Khalil, hold on, is that Plague? Wait, Khalil Jr. is a rogue? I thought Khalil Jr. was a monk. Did I get it wrong? It's a wrap. I don't know why he won't join us. Unless he's just doing housing stuff. Vamp? Hey, Vamp. Wanna join 5v5 Duels by chance? I'll see if he'll be down for it or not. Do I do a podcast tomorrow, boys? Or do I just do what I was gonna do and just chill? Man. Sure, bro. On my luck. Okay. Groups is listed in LFG. Molten Core. Alrighty. Team Diabolical. Hang tight. We're just getting a couple of bodies for Boris. I got Vam coming in. Bare minimum. And we'll just need a +1. I don't know if Rose has got any homies online that you want to like invite to the group or something. That could be really, really fun. Oh yeah, also no paladins. If you got any friends you want to invite, no paladins. I should have checked what Vamp was. Although I'm pretty sure Vamp isn't a paladin. Maybe I got it wrong. Possibly got it wrong. Sorry about that. I don't walk my dog. All good, my guy. All good, all good. No worries. No worries whatsoever. In what state of US are you living? State of insanity. North Carolina, if you wanted like a specific state. It's pretty hot where I live, man. It's by the beach. Pretty goddamn hot. It's humid as hell. But it's like the one part of North Carolina that doesn't really flood super well because of the wetlands. But yeah. I was just curious of the accent. So my accent, I was born in Russia. Right, so my accent's probably going to be more Russian than anything. I wish it was like some kind of US local accent. No, man. Like, don't get me wrong, not fresh off the boat. I've been living in the US for like a number of years, more than half my life at this point. Slightly more, if not actually more. Either one. But yeah, a little bit of that Russian accent still stuck with me, and I just cannot drop it for the life of me. I tried. I tried. Trust me, I tried. Wait, Dylan, what's up? Hey, my man. Yeah. But no, this is what you get when you have somebody who's been living in, you know, born in Russia, has a little bit of a Russian accent still left. Most people can't even tell what accent it is anymore. Like, most people can't even tell if it's like Russian or what is it. But like, I just been living in the South, because North Carolina is South, right? But like the southern part of North Carolina for quite a while. So now it's like some sort of like a amalgamation, a mix of both. A little bit of this, a little bit of that sneaking in there. But yeah, all good, killer. If you want to join, man, we got a group still. Boris, hopefully we can get him a body or two. Is him Pala? He's a warlock. Perfect, actually. Perfect. So hopefully he'll join. But yeah, if you want to join back in, killer, more than welcome to him. I kind of know I'm a Romanian, so it's hard to get rid of the accent when speaking English, even though I'm trying. Yeah, dude, I tried, man. I tried, because I've been through what, the elementary school, a little bit of elementary school, middle school, and high school system and college through US, and I still could not drop the accent. And I tried, man. I tried, but like, yeah, at some point I just look. I used to be self-conscious about it because like my stepdad at the time really emphasized me to drop my accent, because he said I would have no job opportunities and no future if I still came out of high school with an accent. And that used to make me paranoid as a kid, like sweating, right? I was just like, shit, this is real, huh? My life might as well be over if I don't change the way that I talk. I used to like, it used to give me a lot of anxiety, but at some point I just was like, fuck it. I'm done trying. I'm just gonna live my life. How I sound is how I sound, man. I don't even, how I sound is how I sound. I don't even care anymore. I don't even care. And I feel like when I did that, some of that stress in my life went away. Just stop worrying about it. Most people don't care. At the end of the day, literally most people don't care. Most people find accents kind of interesting, but that's about it. Majority of people I noticed, I found out, like, in person at least, nobody cares. Like, literally nobody cares. But you know, was he down south? I hit a 180k between the eyes at one point. Did you really? That is wild. I saw 130k blade brush, but 187k between the eyes, not impossible. You go for the crit build, and you hopefully get a bunch of lucky rolls in between the eyes, and then you can just bang people out. It was 75k, still huge. That is still a big number. That's the best you can do. You should not stress about it. Exactly. Not worth it, for sure. For sure. Nobody cares. Like, at the end of the day, literally nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. Actually nobody. Yeah. I got a British accent. It makes everyone confused. What I'm saying, unless they talk to me for a couple of months, even a year. Bro, okay. British accents was a couple of different types, though, honestly. British, like, what kind of British? I guess we could go with, like, UK accent. My brother, my twin, he's dating a girl, and they use words like scran for food, and then other wild words out there. She's kind of easy to understand, but depends how British you are, Jake. Wait, actually, Jake, that's a good question. I heard this in the other day. Do you ever use the American accent for any reason? Like, I know you live in UK, so you have a British accent because you were born there. But do you ever just use American accent for any reason whatsoever? Just in any way, shape, or form. For any reason at all. Taking the piss out of someone that is. That's it. Think Butcher from The Boys? Oh, Butcher. Okay. Is it Australian? I thought it was Australian. Or is he? Or is that British? I couldn't tell. I was like, what if it's like some mangled up Australian, bro? Right? Taking the piss out of someone, that's it. Yeah. Because in the US, like, people use British accent for like phrases and just for funsies, right? Someone British. Is it British? Okay. If it's British, it was British. I assumed he's Australian, but I have no idea. Best you can do. Yeah, not worth it. You're right. How many more do we need for Boris? Because I think about BNet, unless I can like invite somebody else, which I don't think I can. Unless I can like, unless Chicago is almost done with their solos, or Blue Dragon, maybe? He's in the Ice Crown, so he's about to do a dungeon, I think. Aster? Hey, hold on a second. Hey, Aster, wanna join one of those? I can at least bug one more person about it. So let me see if I can get him in. Maybe it'll help us fill. I was hoping Take would respond to me, but he does play a warrior, so I'm not surprised. Or unless he wants to bring in the hunter. If he brings in the hunter, that'll probably do pretty well in 1v1s. But yeah. I heard about like, what is it? It's like some joke comedian was saying, but they mentioned something about like ask your British friends if they ever use American accent. That's perfect. We are in the Americas. Aster's like, hey Dal, I'm in America's region though. Sad face. I'm like, that's perfect. You're home. We're in your backyard, bro. Get out of here. I can see Pet Kick wants to join Dala. It's up to you, man. It's whatever friends you want to invite. It's just for fun. Okay, so yeah, Butcher is based off of Cockney accent, which is a mess of an accent. We don't unless I'm talking to an American and I'm taking the piss out of them. That's the only reason I ever do it. Yeah, okay, that's funny. That's funny. Fair. Because you know, you live in US, like everybody just speaks American English. And then people just do like, and the only time you hear an accent if you live like in Midwest or whatever, right? If you live in a certain part of US. But any other accent like British or whatever, it's usually just done for like comedic effect or something. Or I don't know, mockery. You know what I mean? Like it's just not, just do it for fun. Or when you say, I don't know, movie quotes or whatever. I do catch myself using Z's instead of S's for certain words. Like Z? Okay. That's some... Like what words actually? That's some big brain, like big brain type of a I haven't thought about it situation moment. But yeah. Z's instead of S's. Like for what words? Wait, American Z versus British S. Wait. Eyes, Y spelling. Analyze, organize, or British prefers the S. Analyze, organize. Oh! Is that what you mean? That's weird. Hella weird. Yes. One is listed up in LFG. Chicago said it would be down. Maybe in your room. Okay, so hopefully we'll get him to Boris. Realize. So is there an actual like phonetic change? Realize versus realize. Realize sounds like with the Z sounds more natural to me, but realize sounds like real eyes, right? But then eyes. Nah, that's weird for me. It's that exact same. It's that exact same. Oh, it's just a letter. Okay, so it's like armor or armor with an O-U-R. Kind of. Okay, I can kind of see that then. Let's do hook. We got groups. Let's keep going. Try to get as many games as we can tonight, if we can. All right, interesting. Yeah, the words. The U changes the words as well. Is tilt. Wait, the U changes in words. Oh yeah, like yeah. Yeah, I feel like the U is kind of like. It's kind of unnecessary. Didn't you re-queue, Boris? It didn't go through, it looks like. Or it said request sent. Okay, we re-queue again. I accepted it, but it doesn't seem to have gone through. Okay, we try again. That color and color forever going to be annoying. Yeah, I feel like that U in color doesn't need to exist. An armor probably doesn't need to exist, in my opinion. Like, just looking at it, it's like color. Like, where my brain goes is like, what was the mindset of somebody who spelled it that way to begin with? What was it that they heard phonetically? Where they were like, it needs a U in there. There must have been a reason, right? There must have been a reason. I don't think it should exist, but that's just me. I feel like it's an unnecessary letter. It doesn't actually like do anything. You know what I mean? It just sits there. Unless you write like a paper and then it's like you need to be 400 words or a certain amount of like 2,000. Actually, it's words. I was gonna say if you write in a paper, it needs to be like 4,000 letters. But I'm like, what the hell would like approximate a paper in letters? It's probably words. Never mind. Stupid. Boredom probably. I could see that. Which. They didn't have internet back then, so they just made up a bunch of rules. I could totally see it. Demonia gonna be first up. Dia getting a chance to play as an Affliction lock. If Demonia goes in left, he won't be able to tell where the Succubus is. What I have been seeing a lot more recently is when rogues are going up against a Warlock, like Destro or Affliction, and they do have a Succubus, you would stab the lock, Phantom Knives in random spots, catch a re-stealth, or you find a Succubus. This way you can gouge the Succubus, get a proper opener onto the lock, and then you just don't have the CC. It takes a little bit of time to get it going done. Dark Layer is going to be in play, extending all of those dots. Dia just trying to see if you can play it a little bit slower here. Slowing down Demoniac on top. We got a bit of the damage. Hunt to follow. Look at that burst. Got himself the Shadow Bolts flying in insta. Shrinking out for Demoniac Cloak. All the dots are in. And Dia is in a situation where it could actually be dire for Dia. Got himself a pretty big shield. That's going to suck up a lot of the damage. Not all of it though. Kidney Shot lands yet again. Could follow up with a Growth right after. Got him some decent bit of damage. Those Savannahs are massive. Succubus helping, but at 15% health, 10% health, does end up picking up a little bit of healing. At least he's got himself a little survivability. Big gateway with the smoke down. The Rogue is not out of the woods just yet, but he's not down for the count either. There's going to be Dia, get himself a little bit of damage. Knocked down with a step. Hold on, you can step while mid-charge and land a knockdown on people? That was a nice gateway for Dia, but I didn't realize Demoniac could do this knockdown shadow step type of thing. Trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a reset. The blind is going to be short unless he actually is not taking damage. That's going to be easy Garrote. He's going to be able to get the opener. Dia might be in trouble. Succubus needs to come into a clutch right now. Succubus needs to play, but no, unfortunately, does go through, but a little late. With Singe going to be up next. That was such a good run by the Rogue. Well played by the Affliction Warlock. The dots, however, for for assassination were strong enough, and Singe just needs a little bit of damage, just a little bit more. One more Reap. One more Consume. Void Ray should do it. Void Ray does pick him off. The Rogue, however, was at no help whatsoever. So for Singe, that was as much of a situation of, hey, the Rogue probably gonna die, right? Probably gonna die. Now he's gonna fight versus Mariah Carey and figure something out here. Void Ray off of that poly is gonna be a stun. Trinket's got himself a Sigil of Misery, is gonna be able to get some movement with a full Metamorphosis. Collapse Star is gonna connect. I haven't seen a Demon Hunter in these duels in a while. Should probably turn attention onto that pet just to maintain that meta for as long as possible. Spamming up as much damage as you can. That pet died so quick. Does he have the damage though? He's got himself more consumes. As long as he can spam him, he might be alright. Void Ray is gonna stop a little bit of that meta. He's gonna need to pick up a little bit more resources if he wants to get himself another big go. Does get himself a lot of health, however, off of this Metamorphosis. He's actually fully caught up. Mariah does go for a charge with a movement. What was that? Zoom through. He like zipped past him. You rushed past him and then zoomed past the guy as well. At least it looks like Sage is still able to get soul fragments out of Mariah, even though he's in a block. Landing that kick. Does he have the big go? He's gonna have to figure something out for the stun. I think the stun is gonna go all the way through. Frost Bomb, Ray of Frost isn't gonna be enough though. It looks like Sage is taking a decent bit of damage, but not enough to really put him completely down. Another Ray of Frost. Sage, does he have the survivability? Looks like he has the damage, but he's still dying. Wait, is he just gonna die through Frozen Orb? Chicago immediately goes for a flame shock on the guy. Singe has nowhere to go, and I think it's just going to be lights for him. Wait, meta? Oh, unfortunate. I was hoping maybe with meta and that extra leash, he might be able to get himself a bit of recovery. But technically, the Demon Hunter does pick up 2. The Rogue and definitely the Mage. Chicago trying to drop down the Stun Totem. Full Bloodlust. Everything is available for Sensei, who's taking a decent bit of damage. Back it up out of there, so at least it's going to be a Monk with a ton of mobility. Not that much survivability to re-heal. See the miss as well as Verify spam helps, but it's not going to be just the best way for him to be able to get a ton of health. Zuen is in play. Celestial Condi. It is going to be late by Chicago. Juke past the Monk so fast. Trying to see if he could go into a bit of the wall together with Primordial Storm right after, but Sensei's parrying a lot of that damage. This could be an opportunity for Chicago to get some output themselves. Got himself a couple of zaps, a bit of healing as well. It's going to be a disarm for a second. Chicago doesn't really need the weapons too much in order to get a lot of Maelstrom back. It's going to be a stun onto Sensei. Burrow down for Chicago as they drop in incredibly low. Unfortunately, Touch of Death does take him out. That is so rough with Vamp. Gonna be up next. Insta Trinket, Insta Mortical, Insta Wall, Insta Dots. Karma does go through, but Sensei might just die still. Does he get survivability there? He did do a bit of Drain. He did a little bit of Execute. He does get himself a bit of healing too. Vamp, I'm not sure about that wall. Like, maybe it was a little bit of a misplay, maybe accidental hit. Because you may still need it versus Sensei. That being said, the monks, their self-survivability with the Wi-Fi is very, very limited. So I think the dots from Vamp, as long as he can keep refreshing them, he might just be able to keep the pressure rolling the entire time when Sensei does hit him in a fear. If you got yourself a big setup, UA stack it up. And I don't think Sensei can reverse UAs like he used to. He may just die behind the pillar, trying to soothe and miss himself with Vivify back to back. Is it going to be enough? 8%? I think it's over. There's nothing a monk can do. Blizzard. Monks. Windwalkers. The amount of self-healing they got is kind of low. Takedown is going to be leaping in. Got himself a bit of a damage setup. Mortical is going to be able to get himself a bit of a freeze. Oh, no, almost got a freeze. Almost. Dalaran Rachel on the Succubus though. I do appreciate that setup. Is going to be a stun. Succubus still walks to a freeze. Vamp trying to see if he can get himself some damage, some healing. Doing decent damage. Takedown. Actually, hold on. Is he going to take down takedown with that? UA does stack up. Vamp needs healing. Maybe the pet. You do have the pet next to you. Maybe drain off of that thing while the hunter's behind the pillar. Landing on the Succubus CC. Do you have enough here? He's trying to see if he can just end this duel, but I think with that stun, I think takedown does end up living up to his name. Try to see if he can go for a couple cleaves. Does get a rapid strike. A Raptor Strike? No, Rapid Strike. Raptor Strike. With Rosie going to be last one left over for that team. Unfortunately, Takedown just doesn't have the health. There's going to be a couple of Moonfires, and he just can't do much about it. It's going to come down to Wild Damp versus Rosie. Immediate eye pickup, 30% dampening. So you're already walking into a duel where your self-healing is going to be limited from the get-go. With Rosie trying to do whatever they can to live here as best as humanly possible. The leap comes through. With Wild Dim trying to see if he can get any kind of CC combo. Mortical, Axos were committed. I don't know if he's got any more CC to follow up. That's a Fell Lord. That's going to help. Tyrant, but he's going to get stunned up. If Rosie could deny the Tyrant at any point in time, that'd be huge. But as soon as Tyrant goes through, that's where Rosie knows. Back behind the pillar, avoid Wild Imp. Limit how many pets are attacking you. Maybe go for a root on some of those pets. Leaping back in, getting away from the pets, and trying to make sure the bleeds are on Wild Imp. Big gateway. That's going to be a reset for Rosie. Perfect opportunity for a full-on reset. While for Wild Imp, he's in a situation where he's going to take a little bit of bleed damage, but he's mostly okay. That being said, a lot of his burrs just didn't quite stick on Rosie since he's able to get a full recovery here. So it's going to be another go by Rosie, who is doing just fine. No trinket, but I think as long as he can wait for Barkskin or rotate wall at the right time, he will be okay. Trying to see if he can land himself any kind of like an angle, but with him not able to go for a proper prowl, like, there's just not much you can do. Handle Dons off of that fear. I don't know if Wild Dip is going to chain another fear. Mortar Coil? That was such a delayed Mortar Coil. I saw the Mortar Coil fly. I was like, why is it not going off? But it still does go for a fear. With Wild Dim trying to see if he can get himself a better angle. Dark Pact is up before Rosie can set up all those bleeds. And Rosie, if you can puncture through the Dark Pact, that's how you're going to be able to make that damage stick. You don't even necessarily need to be attacking Wild Dip at all times. Just as long as you get a bit of that bleed, you got a recovery. Tyrant is in play. Axos to stop your casting. And Wild Dip is taking a little bit of that dot damage. Rosie just going to make sure the dots are refreshed. Incarnation in about 30 seconds or so. So might be able to close in and make that work. Port out. That's going to be Wild Dip going backwards. Does he have another charge of the gateway? Because he might be able to take another gateway to get himself out of this situation. But it doesn't look like he is. He's walking away from it. Fear, unable to land it. Bash by Rosie. Mortical with a trinket. Wild Imp may need to kind of CC follow up with a wall for Rosie. Should be enough to bunker down for this damage. Axels just to stop him for a moment to give Wild Imp a breather. He may need something for mobility. He's got him so bored, but Rosie is right on his tail. But Rosie knows, I need to recover. I need to get some healing. A better recovery. Wild regrowth is going to be huge here. 7%. Escapes it narrowly. It was 6% health on Wild Imp. May just drop to the dots here. And I think it just might be a line. Oh, it's unfortunate. Rosie committed. A fantastic go. Vamp picking up 2, by the way. Well done. And same thing for Sige as well. Well done, well done. I was really thinking that maybe at the end the Demon Hunter was gonna like meta, big heal, and they just start doing damage and heal up to full, because they can do a lot of healing while in meta. Quite a decent bit, in fact. Let's see if we can get us another going though. That was good. For a bleed and run, it's really strong. He's got to play into it. It's kind of how Blizzard designed them. And look, the bleed stuff, they actually made bleeds less like OP. OP? Is that the word I'm looking for? Like they pruned some of that like snapshot mechanic to really make those blades like super powerful. But we'll see. This is the best duel in months, really well balanced, both groups so good. Yeah, Boris, let me know if you're good, and also Daya, let me know if your team is still good. Yeah, not everybody's gonna enjoy the Feral hit and run build and playstyle. That being said, it's not like they have another option, right? Blizzard literally designed them with blades, and more blades. I did say they did prune them a little, but not by much. Let's go do a Toveron. This is going to be a good map for the caster boys. So Wild Imp, Quirks, anybody that's arranged, this is going to be a really good map for you. Has a plenty of space to work with. So 265 on this rogue, and have a 50% crit doing jackpot, kind of big. It's huge. Yeah, that you really love that crit, man. You said that nearly 200k crit Death Strike I posted earlier in Discord. I did, yeah. I think you went to the logs for that one. That's massive. That's a really big hit. I'm still not used to what's a big damage ability, what's a not big damage ability from like War Within, because like 200k was like kind of an okay hit. Didn't we hit for like millions in War Within? And then at midnight just squished the numbers down. I'm still getting used to it. So when somebody says 200k, like it still hasn't registered in my brain that, oh, this is a big number. You know? Not yet at least. It will. It will one day. Wait for millions. Yeah. It still just doesn't register. Alrighty. Which? Got ourselves. Who's gonna be first up? Gotta close the door to Rosie. Is it Vamp first? Setting up the cookies for everybody. Dalaran is taking a dip in the jacuzzi. It is gonna be Chicago. Off the bat. Swapping to Ascendance this time around, so I wonder if he's Totemic or if he is a Stormbringer, which I really want to call Tempest every time. I feel like they should have called us Pure Spec Tempest. 200k is huge at the moment. Is it actually Tom? Okay. 200k is huge. Understood. I mean, I guess like between the eyes 470k is pretty massive. So yeah, that's how do you do that as a blood DK then? Is it just the biggest proc ever? Takedown is trying to see if he can take down Chicago. Goes in for Panda Racial. Chicago goes in for any kind of damage. Trinkets right after. Trying to see if he can drop down the totems. He's going to be takedown actually removing the dot somehow. I guess the flame shot got removed by some ability or another. Into a lasso for a moment. Got him removed for a second. And Chicago is in a situation where at least he can pick up a little bit of damage, a little bit of healing. Try to see if he can stop any kind of bandages out for takedown. Who's going to go for a Feign Death for just a second, reducing some damage, but more Tempests are flying. So Chicago is a Stormkeeper with big Lightning Bolts and Tempests. As long as he gets those procs, he'll be good. Fire beats everything 1v1 other than a good mage. You think so? I feel like Feralus could definitely do well. Though yesterday we did see rogues absolutely like just dog walk a Feral. Azrael did get himself a really good run and just walked him. Popped the mage for full damage and Feral was just like, live, and he just couldn't live. Body shut down. Unfortunately, wait, does it stun Chicago? That should stun Chicago. But it doesn't. Takedown. What is this damage he's taken from those flame shocks? Somehow he's able to remove flame shocks, but every time he does that, it does a ton of damage to him. Got himself the stars, literally the heavens falling down for his whim. Frozen for a second. Got himself a heal. Super short, super low. Freeze the trap onto Chicago. Needs a bit more damage. Chicago narrowly escapes. He tried to see if he could turn it around. Another big Tempest, but the grenade by Takedown takes him out. What is this clutch duel just now? What in the actual world? At least the pet, the succubus, does get frozen. For Takedown, he's got a little bit of the passive recovery. One more wall was used. I don't know if he's got any more healing. Mortal Call, unfortunately, is going to stop him. And I think that Hunt, yeah, just a hard stopper. Affliction Warlocks and Duels right now in PvP in general can be pretty good, apparently. Wild him, drop it down the gate. Got himself his pets. Vamp also going for a far position. I think he just tried to get an angle or just tried to cover the distance as quickly as possible. He does have the Void Elf Rachel, so you could use that to sneak up on Wild Imp and place his portal basically on top of Wild Imp's portal. That would work out pretty well for him. Mortal Coil to follow. Does go for a Trinket. Wall for Vamp. Really aggressive wall. Is it just to make sure you don't get like Axe Toss? It is going to be knocked down by the Felguard. Fellord, I think. The big guy swinging. This is going to be at least Vamp trying to see if he gets some damage with a Tyrant Fury to follow Vamp. As long as he can get himself those dots and a good line of sight on Wild Imp, he should be able to do a lot of damage. Haunt is going to be able to get big procs into a Drain Soul. Not playing the Shadow Balls by the looks of it, but he still got decent bit of damage. Wild Imp actually just getting melted. Does go for the Warlock Hellstorm. Decent damage on the Vampire right now, though, so unless he can go for recovery, is going to go for the Void Operational. I think he's just trying to stay super giga aggressive with Wild, but I don't really know if he'll have that longevity. It looks like he does not. Very aggressive plays, and I do appreciate those, but I think if he might, I would double check with Vamp just in case, because I don't think he's meaning to press wall there. I really don't think he's meaning to press it, unless he's done it on purpose. But while Dip does go down, while the Affliction Warlock did go down to a demo, I mean, the Feral Bleeds were just more than enough. Sage is going to have to get himself a good angle versus Rosie to really get a decent setup here. Try to see if we go for a Fear. He's going to land the Fear. This at least gives an opportunity to pick up a couple of those soul fragments, so maybe he can get himself in the meta. Trinket, Darkness, Rosie trying to make some damage happen. That is Incarnation. Route to follow onto Sage. At least able to Darkness down a lot of those bleeds back down. Is going to be able to go for Void Ray. Full Metamorphosis is in play. This could be his opportunity for big damage. Star is going to hopefully land, maybe do a lot. I don't know if Star actually connected or not. I'm hoping it did. Sage does go for the I-Beam. Unfortunately, those roots by the Feral are going to be stopping him. Trying to get those casted. Every single one of his casts that he does is actually so much damage. He just doesn't really have a Metamorphosis of 6 round long enough. So it looks like he's going for metas that he can dip into quickly, but he doesn't stay in them for long at all. He's still bleeding out a little bit. Could pick up the eyes over on the far side to at least deny a Feral opener. As long as he's careful. Does go for the back loop, deny the stun, but it still is going to be damage from the Feral. Stun to follow up. No Trinket out for the Feral Druid, and Sage at least can run him out with an Imprison to follow. Does he have any big follow-ups? At least he can spam Consumes. Maybe he can get some resources, but a Bash and I think a couple of bleeds may just do him in. That or a big old Bite. And unfortunately, that Bite does go through. Did do a decent bit of damage. Did do actually a very, very decent bit of damage. It was just a little bit tough. Dia tried to see if he could catch up to Rosie. I don't know if he was able to properly dot him. Looks like he was not. I think he tried to go for an AoE Fear. So unfortunately, that is not going to connect. But the eyes are available on either side. No, just on one side. So Dia, at the very least, is going to be able to get Rosie out in the open, especially with that Succubus catching him immediately. Though he's going to maybe switch up the pets. I wonder if he was going to stick to Succubus, because Succubus cannot hit a Feral Druid with, like in Feral form, or really any animal shape form with a quick Seduce. Only humanoids. So I wonder if it's going to be better to go for maybe like an Interrupt pet. You can at least interrupt the cast for Rosie. Or maybe just give the Succubus and then land a CC whenever he's out of form trying to go for Regrow spam. That might be actually a better play. Does land a Fear, giving him an opportunity. Full angle, full range, and it's going to be full Dark Layer in play as well. Rosie's going to take some dot damage, but the regrows he's got is going to be more than enough. The instant cast for Dia, that's exactly what he wanted. For Feral to come out in the open. Try to go for a Fear, not going to happen. A couple of bleeds owned by Rosie, who is trying to see if he can fight through the dots, the curses, the corruptions. And he's taking a decent bit of damage. As long as he's on a run, those dots are going to stick. But if he can just stand still with the regrowth, he'll be just fine. That's where the Succubus could actually come in clutch. If he can land a Succubus C while he has mid regrowth, that'd be perfect. So Rosie needs to be very, very careful about both the Succubus as well as the Warlock. Try to see if he can power shift here and there. His health is going up, but since he can't just stand still to heal, he's having a harder time for it. Mortical, the Succubus does get hit with a bash. Fear out by Dia, so he's going to give him an opportunity to get those dots. You wait, Weiss with a Fear to follow. Can't go for the hunt. Procs are going to be big. Does go for the Skull Bash. Rosie is taking a lot of dot damage right now, just melting at the moment. 10%, 50%, barely recovered. Got himself a little bit of health. Huge wild growth with Bear form for healing. Regrowth right after. Succubus maybe can catch him. Looks like it's going to be Fel Hunter swap out. Yeah, Fel Hunter swap out might be the play, because then at least you can start taking away those hots off of Rosie. If you get himself like regrowth or rejuves or any other hots, you can at least take away buffs, not let him heal. Hell, I think you can even take away his buff for the instacast regrowths, right? Dia might be in a situation where we might have to go for mobility, try to see if we can escape Rosie. A couple of ways are going to put pressure on the Feral Druid. Try not to get kicked. Is going to remove some of his dots though, or hots. Is going to remove some of his buffs, trying to go for his self-healing with Bear form, but he's still just rotting down, dampening at 37%. Rosie's has just enough self-healing with regrowths to keep himself afloat, but if he gets interrupted like this constantly, not going to be a great spot. And a Fear to follow up. Trying to go for a Skull Bash? No, just a normal charge. Bash instead. Clone? Maybe? Dia just gonna go for a Dark Layer. I don't know if that Dark Layer can do much. I think it still extends the dots you already have on the target. So at least that's gonna be nice in that regard. And it does do a decent bit of damage on its own, like a little bit. But nothing super crazy. Dia with a full shield. Try to go for a Dark Harvest off of that Fear. Stun onto Dia. No more shields available. No wall either. And I think actually it looks like Rosie does take him out with those bleeds. Sensei is the last one here. Last one left over for the team 2. He's got to fight through Rosie, Mariah Carey. Ain't even Christmas anymore. And Demoniac on top of it. One thing he's got to do is take out Rosie as soon as possible. Leg sweep, full burst is everything he's got. Everything is being used. Literally sending all of it. Rosie at no help whatsoever. Does go for a knock onto Sensei. Knocking it back with a piece, with a ring of peace. And is going to go for a quick touch of death with a rogue chasing after you. Sensei needs to be very, very careful because with a rogue, he's got to play it very differently versus the mage. He's going to go for a Disarm. Denying the rogue a proper opener. Try to see if he can get himself some kind of damage. Verify spam. Kidney shot is going to connect. Full Kingsbane. He may just need to go immediate karma. Any damage has got to stop it. Cheap shot to follow and Demonic with a vanish. Can Sensei just live this? I don't know if he can. He's taking some dot damage, but it's not completely just dire. He's kind of okay. Interrupted, still can karma. That's going to be a cloak of shadows for Demoniac. He's perfectly fine just staying in as much as possible. Sensei does burn the trinket, or was it Demoniac that burned the trinket? That karma is not going to last long at all. Sensei needs a ton of healing. However, the rogue does not have a trinket, so if you go for a leg sweep, you might be okay. This could be your opportunity. I don't know if you can break out of the, No. No. I was hoping. Rosie picking up 3. Feral Druid bleeds, man. They're so, so good. So good. Let's get us another one going, boys, yeah? Uno más. One more. Real quick. Daya and Boris, let me know when you guys are ready. As soon as your groups are all good, all 5, we'll send it again. While we still have groups. I don't know for how long, because Do you lift? He did say he might not be able to stick around for too many. I want to try to see if we can get a couple more, maybe. Because these are really fun. Need one. Invite. I'll take over the group. Yeah. 4 out of 5. Okay, so both teams need 1. Awesome. Daya, pass my lead. Looks like we lost Sensei. Got it. We gotta listen back up. Molten Core. And we need 1 more. I'll try to see if I can get a +1. If at all possible. I've also been running Consumption. Since Consumption, Snapshot, Blood, Plague at 150% increased damage and Dates and Rune Weapon is disgusting. Is Consumption actually good? I'm having so much fun. Yo, same, Boris, same. These games are actually so good. Yeah, I tried Consumption. I couldn't get a hang of it. At all. Maybe I just don't really get the ability. Maybe I gotta just actually level a Blood DK and like mess around with it. But I'm just not a huge fan of how it works. It's weird. I think mostly because it's mostly because it's a empowerment ability on a tank. It's kind of awkward. Reverence DK, perfect. Wait, Reverence? Oh, Lee, it was Reverence? Is that actually Rev? Okay, my group is full, Boris. We need a +1 for you, man. My group is full. There's an extra level of Jank that you probably haven't seen. It's not actually good. It's a pure DPS increase, though. There's an extra level of Jank that you probably haven't seen. Good chance I haven't. Yeah, because I used the ability how you were meant to use it back in, I guess, beta of Midnight. But like I never vibe with it. You're allowed to cast anything while casting Consumption, so Bam, Blood, Mind Freeze, you're free to use it. Wait, can you use other abilities or use the defensives that you gotta cast? That's crazy. Perfect. I might have a rogue joining Team Boris real quick. I told him where to find the groups. Hopefully he'll be able to find them. As soon as Boris got a +1, it'll be good to go. It's a weird empowerment spell ever. You can move with it as well. You can move with it? I mean, I guess it's technically like the Windwalker one. Right? The kick thing they used to do. And they don't do it anymore. Where you could move while empowering it. You just would walk slowly. I mean, I guess I don't hate the fact that you can move while empowering the spells or abilities. That being said, my muscle memory when it comes to empowerment abilities is wait, is he signed up as Molten Core? Oh, he is Molten Core. Okay. Yeah, so I'm trying to see if I can get Murky to sign up for the other group. But yeah, it's so weird, and it just gets weirder the more you use it. Really. Crazy. Perfect. We got groups. Dia, again, to lead. We are not listed. Leave party. Perfect. Just run it by Boris real quick, because I don't know if Murky's ever been in these duels. Just run it by, like, so we do the order by /roll. Like, once we enter arena, do /roll and we'll see like who's order. Or once you enter, be like, okay, do a /roll and we'll find out our order. Highest to lowest. Just so he's aware, right? Because I don't think he's done duels before. I could be wrong. Maybe he has. We'll do down in sewers. That's a good one. That is so weird. Yeah, I kind of, you know, okay, so the movement stuff. Look, immediately when you said you could move while casting the ability, my brain short-circuited. I'm not even gonna lie, it actually short-circuited. Because my muscle memory with empowerment abilities is based off of Evoker. Anytime I play Evoker, all their empowerment abilities, you stand still and you cast them. Every single one, without a doubt. And I applied that logic for a very, 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 very long time with Woundwalker as well. Even though you can move while casting the ability, ASUS still. The only time I didn't do that is during Plunderstorm, but all the abilities work differently, right? Charging up a big old arcane orb worked differently. And then also charging up that big wind thing also just felt like a different ability, right? It just felt different. But with Woundwalker, I would just like stand still, and I would use it in the same way. So then I did the same thing with Blood DK. I almost think they should make all empowerment abilities stand still and channel. I know a lot of players wouldn't enjoy that, but I hate how my muscle memory is just too used to one specific way, and I just can't get over it. Switch. I just can't get over it. What do we have here? Is Murky gonna be first? No, he's just chilling. It's gonna be Chicago first up, by the looks of it. Or hold on. Whoa. Who is first? I think they're trying to figure it out. Hold on a second. Is it Chicago? Is it takedown? I think they're trying to figure it out. Looks like it is going to be Chicago. Looks like he's backing up out of there. Big damn. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Hello? Takedown? Just took him down. Crazy. Vamp as a Frost DK tried to see if he could take down. What in the world did I just witness? He came in, threw a little fidget spinner at the guy, threw a little Beyblade at him. Couple of shotgun blasts from uptown. Top platform, top bunk. And it's just gone. Like the wind. What in the actual world? Stun is going to come out on Vamp. He's going to go for a trinket, trying to see if he can get himself any kind of big damage. And it looks like he's got himself the side, potentially good output. Takedown is going to be going back in there, but with a wall. As a hunter, he knows he needs to have a defensive or rotate some kind of an ability if he's going to be constantly taking damage. Just trying to see if he can kite out Vamp. Otherwise, done. Lichborn is in play, and that's going to be a freezing trap. Just giving him a quick breather so you can go for a bit of that hit and run. The shotgun blaster going through, doing a decent bit of damage. You would think the shotgun blast is all fire damage, but it's actually physical. It is physical bullets that he's firing. Big scythe comes through, and it's going to be massive output. That scythe is chakram. That's what that thing is. It's a chakram. That was actually so much damage. So much damage. Like, I can't believe it. Oh, it's going to kill him with that classic. Freezing trap behind the hunter. Rogue goes for the shadow step or shadow strike. But takedown may just go down here. Massive heal for him as he goes in for a faint death. Just someone to Murky while shadow blades are still in play. It's going to be a vanish for a moment. Still dotted, unfortunately, for the rogue. Wall up for takedown. Trying to see if he can keep himself afloat here as best as humanly possible. Stunned by take with another freezing as he goes for an immediate bandage instantly. Just as soon as he locked down the rogue for a second, he got himself a little bit of the recovery. Stopping it as much as he can. Harpoon to lock the rogue down for a second. Blind, not going to last for too long. And it's going to be a stun out of the rogue really soon. Into an evasion by Murky, ignoring the Pandaren ratio completely, and just might be able to cut him down. Coup de grace, unfortunately, sub-rogues are very powerful. Very incredibly powerful, but it is going to be a Warlock. Dia hitting him with a bit of a slow. So the question is, can Murky fight through a 2v1 here with the pet as well as the Warlock? Local Shadows really aggressively, I think, to try to dodge the Succubus CC. If he gets an angle, Succubus may still be fantastic. Fear is going to come out instead. For Dia, that's going to be a little bit of the dot damage. Murky, unfortunately, does not have advantage. So he's just going to have to commit damage, but at this point, there's not much you can do. The dots are in. The procs are built. And it's going to be down to Rosie. Team 1 has actually came down to just 2 players. So between Rosie and Demoniac, it's really going to come down to them doing everything they can at their best as a team, as a 2-man squad, managing all of their cooldowns as 2 to fight through the other 4. And for Dia, he's in a great spot, no dampening to worry about. It is going to be Fear, insta trinket as soon as he sees Rosie go for a trinket. Dia is melting right now to the bleeds, however, and it's a 20% health. Does go for a bit of healing. Rosie sneaking around the corner to land his Harnia ratio for additional dot damage into Dia. I like the use of it. I don't even know if it does a lot of damage, but I imagine you get more value from the crit damage and crit healing, don't you? Is it crit damage and crit healing, or is it just crit damage for the Harnia? I think it's 1% more crit and 1% more crit damage, isn't it? That's actually not bad for Feral, because Ferals do like crits. That just gives them more calm points when they do crit. More to call to follow. Dia try to see if he can get himself in a different position. Quick Fear just spooking Rosie. Goes around the box, he just sees some of the boot and runs out. Crit damage and 1% crit healing? Is it also 1% crit chance too? Or is that not it? Because I feel like the Dark Iron racial is still better, wouldn't it? Or not Dark Iron, the normal Dwarven and Torn racial. Just for crit damage output. By the way, racials do so very little right now. I sent mine the other day thinking like maybe I should go like Drakthorma Rogue or something. Nightborn apparently sims higher than Night Elf right now. But kind of wild to me. But the Night Elf racial is still way too good, especially in PvP. Rosie got himself a full bash, trying to see if he can get some more bleeds. It is going to be a bit of a Dark Pact. I think Rosie's probably going to peel away whenever Dark Pact is up and then go back in when the shield is gone, so you can always crack through that health bar of Dia. Dia is going to have to do everything he can on his end. He's got procs, so he's got a lot of decent damage. He can really build up something. He can do burst. He's got a Dark Lair as well as a human racial available, so the next stun he's going to be able to dodge it. He is going to switch over to another pet. Mortal Coil dodges a stun. Still goes for the human racial. Fear to follow. That's his opportunity to get some big damage. UAs are stacking up. If we can get a bunch of damage in that UA, trying to make sure he doesn't get interrupted, that's a lot of output onto Rosie. And Rosie, tuck a tail behind the pillar. Taking so much dot damage. This could be an opportunity for Dia to maybe land a kick. Together with Dark Lair around the corner, he's putting in a lot of pressure. Dia trying to see if he can push in the offensive onto Rosie, who does have Bear from healing, as well as a bit of that rejuve, although those HOTS can be removed by the fellow Hunter pet. Dia going in for Warlock Hellstone with a Dark Pact last second just to make sure he's stabilized. And is going to go for a quick Fear. Rosie with a trinket. Dia does have a portal. I don't know if you can go for a proper gate here or anything. Try to see if you go for Skull Bash. It is going to be Dark Harvest helping him catch up a little bit of health, but at 10% health, Mortal Coil keeping you barely alive. Hunt, UAs are stacking up, trying to see if you can make the last bit of play, and that's going to be big meteors clashing down. 20% health for Rosie, but Rigros is keeping him alive with Reverence. Charging in, got himself a dragon. Unfortunately, that does not connect with the stun. Does have the grips for Rosie with a silence to follow. Rip one with a side two. Wall for Rosie, keeping him afloat here, but not out of the woods just yet. Unfortunately, unable to knock down Rev, who is still just charging in, staying strong, trying to keep this Obliterates flowing as best as possible. Rosie tried to see if he could find himself a bit of a breather. Catches a prowl, in fact, and I actually think he's gonna go for a full reset off of that. I didn't think he would get a full prowl. That is the play. The Rev is picking up the eyes. He's going to be able to see Rosie. I don't think you even needed eyes for those. You just need to be able to run over there quickly, taking the gateway. I don't know why. I just watching you on the gate with a horse, taking the gateway, just launching you towards Rosie. Just something about that horse launch was funny to me. I don't know how else to explain it. But Rev, he got himself defenses. He's got stuff to work with. He just won't be able to go for a big burst for a little bit. But for Rosie, in 30 seconds, unless you can get a trinket, you might be light. Because that's a silence, it's full burst. You got a bit of bleeds onto Rev. He's taking a decent bit of damage. Not anything to be too worried about. Can break out of the stun, trinket to follow. Rosie has an opportunity for you to get some dots in. 16 seconds until Incarnation's back up. Rev with an IBF, trying to see if he can commit the damage here. Got himself a little bit of health to go with a Death Pact, so he's really leveraging his health. He's not going to be able to heal much, but try to see if he can potentially end this duel here. If he could only catch up to Rosie, that is his biggest disadvantage here, is he just has trouble catching up to the Feral. If the Feral catches himself a full reset, Rev left. I didn't think Rev would leave like that. But maybe he decided, you know what, I have no mobility, I'm bouncing. That is unfortunate. I really think he had a chance. Because that's a Frost Death Knight, and they can really just wipe the floor with somebody in like a setup. Because he has a blind. He just got to find a way just to keep the Feral in combat. And Death and Decay is helpful in that. Imagine mount up. Imagine can't be me. I mean, sad that he left, but I mean, he did throw the towel, I guess. So that one does go to Rosie. And Wild Dip, unless he goes in for the eyes for Rosie, this at least an opportunity to get some cooldowns. He waited until everything's back up. These because I pillar. I was talking about his pillar. Like he's got Pillar of Frost. And Pillar of Frost, I mean, that could just kill somebody by itself. Big port out for Wild Imp. I don't even know if he's used his gateway or another Warlock's gateway. But they do have a bunch of gateways here between 2 Warlocks on one team. And Rosie actually take a decent bit of damage from these pets. We are at a 44% dampening though. So it is going to be a little bit tougher to land a heal. Though Rosie somehow still is hanging in. Still picking up a heal here and there. The Haas are doing just enough. Big knockdown by the Fel Lord. Imp got himself a bit of damage. Mortal Coil, but unfortunately Rosie does end up running behind the boxes. Fear is going to put him back out in the open. Second Fear to follow up with the full Tyrant. That's going to be an opportunity for Wild Imp to get a lot of damage. Handle Goldons dropping in. Lots of demons flying out. So for Rosie, it's going to be a ton of damage that he's going to be taking. Just getting seared behind the pillar. Barely keeping himself alive. But I feel like as soon as his heals go away, as soon as he's able to get decent regrowth, his health is just going to start dipping. Axe toss, Wild Imp sends a couple more pets, but for the most part, Rosie is just looking for a full-on recovery. For Imp, this may not be the worst situation just to go in this position. Let Rosie come out from behind the pillar, because chasing after the Feral, I don't think it's going to do much. He's going to go for a port. Just try to see if he can build up a bit of pressure himself into immediate fear. Can probably follow something up with it. Potentially Axe toss. Bash, Mortal Coil to follow. Rosie's kind of low, 28% health. Handle go down, still dropping. Wall with Incarnation, so the Feral is trying to see if he can potentially end this duel. Axe toss as Wild Imp gets going back in. Handle go down, still dropping for Wild Imp. I don't know if he's got another gateway. Does he have any more procs? Trying to land a fear. It's not going to be happening. It's going to be Rosie back behind the pillar too. Trying to see if he can get himself any survivability. Knocking Wild Imp down for a second. Trying to see if he can reach over back toward the pillar. He's still a ton of damage. All those pets are attacking him. He's not, I don't think regrow good enough anymore. At 52% dampening, I don't think it's just going to be enough for you to survive. Handle Goldons almost dipped onto the arena, but unfortunately he is going to get collapsed on, and all that damage still going to go on through. What? I was thinking for a second, like, what is the amount? You looked invisible behind the waterfall from that distance. I was going to say for a second, why does Sage look different? It is going to be a shank down by Demoniac. Unfortunately, Sage is going to be able to see where the rogue is at, even if you do get yourself a re-stealth. Sage got to be very, very careful. He's got a lot of bursts he could potentially do. What is this for a healing, but Boomkin can never? Wild or regrowth is a very powerful button for Boomkins. Is it not like that for Boomies? Or it's a powerful button for Feral Druids. Does it not heal the same for Boomies? Because we've been watching these duels for quite a bit. Between the LA Shamans and Feral Druids, their like off healing is really, really good. The only one that can also probably heal more than that is Paladin. Immediate stun trinket out for Sige. He is going to be a little bit behind the damage. Got himself the hunt with the cloak out of Demoniac. If Sige can double back and maybe get rid of a kidney shot with a backflip next time Demoniac has a go, he might be able to make something off of it. But that hunt at least got some cooldowns out of Demoniac. So for Sige right now, he just got to make sure he's got information. And finding the rogue while it is in stealth, unless he has Spectral Sight to find him, he might be in a bit of a weird spot. Trying to see if he can get himself a better angle, but he's kind of guessing where the rogue might be. And unfortunately, what is this flex he got going on? Blinded him for a flex full kidney shot. Do you have a big go right now? You do technically have everything. Cheap shot, death mark. It is going to be a stun. Sage trying to see if he can fight through it. Does backflip for just a second. Throwing in a glaive for Demonic. He's still in a fine spot. Sage needs a metamorphosis right now. If he's going to have a chance here, though he's not. He does not have a chance at all. Takedown, picking up 2 fantastic bursty kills. Actually amazing. Fantastic damage out of him. Not for our Boomy. Our regrowth is dog. Is it really? It's like a month Vivify. Is it really? How come there's no... Okay, Blizzard, we gotta figure something out. Why is no parity between all those like hybrid classes? Isn't Feral really that much better? Because it does heal for a lot. That being said, it's been a second since we've seen a Boomkin in these duels. It's not like they've really been a great class for 1v1s anyway. Still. Is it 5? It is 5. Okay, let's see if we can double check the groups again. If we are still ready. Maybe we can do one more. Constitution, look at that. That's for Feral Resto. Harmonious Constitution. Did I find it? Rosie, give me a second. Your regrowth healing. Your regrowth healing to yourself is increased by 35%. Really? Hold on. Is that a Wild Stalker thing? Is that just a Wild Stalker type of thing? Okay. Really? Wild Stalker apparently. Huh. 25% in PvP. Healing as a Feral is definitely way better on the Wild Stalker. I almost feel like that should be like a capstone on the class talents. You know what I mean? Imagine if that was like a survivability capstone that you would have to pick up over like a utility or some kind of a power increase within class talents. And you'd have to commit a lot of points in order to be able to get that heal. Then everybody could have that heal. Forest Walk. Casting regrowth increases movement speed and healing received by 8% and natural recovery. Healing will receive. Okay, yeah. This is with me. All my healing is dumb. That's crazy. I never realized that. How good all those abilities, like how many procs there were, how many passives there were that combined together into this big heal. What's a good arena to send you guys into? I don't really want to do a small one. I don't want to do like a bridge one. I almost want to go another Nagrand or Tolveron. Is it another Nagrand? 60% if you go into Forest Walk. Casting regrowth increases your movement speed and healing received. That's crazy. Yeah. I never realized. Nagrand. I like how it translated Nagrand to record it for some reason, DJ. I don't know why I did that, but it on my side of the stream. Let's see if I can show you if my monitor ever lets me. It says recorded Nagrand. I don't understand why it like translates it. If I see a paladin, I'm leaving. Wes, you should have been there yesterday, bro. Not a single pally in sight. And also, we haven't seen a pally tonight at all. You hush up. You hush, Wes. I know what you like. I don't know, DJ. My YouTube, for some reason, keeps translating a lot of words. When Russians pop in the chat, it actually does some really quality translations. Like people saying slang, and it translates slang pretty well. It can do slang for BGs and translates it to Battlegrounds pretty well. It's surprisingly good. And then some random words, like whenever Jake says Dal Sup, it always translates it to Dal Soup. Like, Jake, type up Dal Sup. And you see exactly what we have. Wait, more Devourers? We got ourselves Sidge, and we got ourselves Steven? I can never get that name right. But Rosie not getting a proper opener here. It's going to be a hunt right after. Bash goes through. Sage with the trinket. Rosie's actually starting to take a decent bit of damage just in the opener start to follow. Actually burns the trinket. Hold on a second. Sage still has a big burst combo. He can still pull off once again Metamorphosis. He's getting hyper aggressive on the Devourer. Not really giving Rosie a chance here. Trying to see if he go. Oh my god. He needs an angle. And you'll be able to go for the big hunt. He just needs a good angle. Unfortunately, the meta did not last long at all. That could have been so amazing damage. Sage is going to have to play the long game here. He's going to have to figure out where Rosie's at. Able to throw Glaze to at least deny him any kind of restells. Is that 10% of his health every global? What in the world? Trying to see if you can rush past the Feral. The maim is going to connect. The dots are going to be in. Sage may just have to drop a darkness just to live the dot damage here. He does have a Warlock Hellstone, so at least he can use that. He does have Hunt and other abilities coming up very, very soon here. So maybe, possibly, might be able to pull something off here. Might be in a bit of a rough spot. Does see where the Feral is at. The Feral still lands an opener, which is going to be crucial for the Feral. Getting that empowered rake from the stealth is crazy good for him. Sage needs that Metamorphosis as soon as possible. He needs to end this duel as quickly as he can. Maybe he could go for a eventual retreat to dodge the next time by Rosie. Eyes should be spawning. Eyes are spawning on either side, by the way, so you might be able to double back to him, but unfortunately the Feral goes in for a leap. You can actually kind of sort of predict the Feral leap because it comes with a daze effect. And it looks like Sage does go down to the bleeds. It's just so much damage. Is it going to be Rev next? Does not want to play against the Feral. I think if it is Rev, he's probably like, hey guys, anybody else want to go? It is going to be takedown in Prowl. Stealthing up. Feral's so lame. Look, Pharaohs have a ton of bleeds, and that's essentially what they are supposed to play like. Like, would you agree that Pharaohs are a bleed class and Blizzard made them to be a bleed class to play around bleeds? I would agree with that. If Blizzard made Pharaoh more of a buy class like they were in, like, what was it, Warlords of Draenor, I think they'd be biting. I think they wouldn't be playing bleed game as much anymore. What a reversal by Takedown. Actually just completely swap places with Rosie. Throwing out the Chakram, and Rosie knows big damage follows through after the Chakram hits. Every single hit of that Chakram blade is so strong. Grenades do go flying. Bash streaking to follow. The shotgun goes through. Try to see if you can get the damage going. Freezing trap around the corner. So eventually Rosie is going to run into it. For Takedown, this could be an opportunity to get something going off of this. You need to be very, very careful with the Pharaoh. Leaping in is going to be Ursul's. Stun with a trinket to follow up for Rosie. Takedown does have a panda ratio, so maybe could use that in order to stop some of Rosie's go. Got himself a bit of damage. Seeing Rosie tuck tail, he's going to go for a harpoon. Try to see if he can make sure that damage sticks. And I keep swapping the wrong person, but a freezing trap waiting around the other side. For Takedown, this is going to give him a breather. Look at Rosie's healing, by the way. A couple of regrowths and he's back up to full. Takedown, however, does have very short cooldown, so might be able to play around those short CDs. If you can lock down Rosie long enough, full burst everything, as long as Rosie doesn't get a pre-walled, he'll be fine. Does go for a camo, actual lands a camo. Flare down, Rosie's going to get found. Hunter's Mark sees him, so for Takedown, he's going to be able to get the opener. Unless Rosie, what was that harpoon with the stun? Does he have the burst he needs? He's got damage. He's got damage, throwing in grenades, letting the stars fall down. Got himself the shotgun blast, and maybe enough. Wall off for Rosie, 7% health, barely alive. Bash to follow, bites go through, trying to pick up as much health as he can. Stun onto Takedown, and somehow Rosie recovers from that full go. That's going to be probably a stun. It is a little bit of a shorter end, but a Reverence does slam down the Pharaoh. And after the last duel where Rosie just ran circles with Rev, he does drop down. A flag of ownership on him. Rosie, I wouldn't take offense to that at all. You know what? It just means you made an impression onto Rev. You made an impression on him. That's all. Take it as a compliment more than anything. Take it as a compliment more than anything. Oh man, I don't know what Lord Logic is going to be able to do against Rev here. As a Shadow Priest, it is a little bit on a tougher end. What's with your skimpy outfit? He's come out here with his tiny whiteys on. Fear onto the Unholy DK. Does go for a Trinket actually, so he didn't go for Lichborn. But I guess he only needs a Lichborn. Yeah, I guess he's going to still get a use out of Lichborn. Void Logic does not have any defenses to work with, unfortunately. The Scythe reaping him down. There's not much you can really do. Shadow Priests are just not built for one-to-one combat, unfortunately. And it's going to be Demoniac up next. Now, normally Death Knights can, technically, blast out rogues. But it's tough. They could definitely one-bang him in a stun. Question is, does Rev have that opportunity? He has 10 seconds until cooldowns are back up, so that's exactly what he's going to go for. He's going to go for Warlock Housestone. Try to see if he can just keep the rogue in combat, out of stealth. Kinesia breaks out of it immediately. Deathpack just to buy himself a bit more time. Demoniac could just potentially go down here. Try to see if he catches himself a reset. Reverence does some breath, but unfortunately Rogue ducking under into shadows, into stealth, is denying Reverence any kind of a go. He's still got big damage either way. I don't think he used the Pillar of Frost. I think that was just breath. So he doesn't necessarily need breath. It just helps him with additional damage, but he doesn't necessarily need it. Just the next stun, I think it's going to be over, right? Because Rev is bleeding out in Demoniac. That's just rogues for you, dude. That's rogues. Just assume that whenever rogue is in stealth, they're just somewhere out there dancing. Is Rev just gonna die to the bleeds? Huh? What kind of a perma dot do you got? Alright, Steven. We'll see how this is gonna go for you, man. I'm hoping for the best here, bud. I am hoping, I am praying for your victory here. Trying to make sure you got a good angle versus the rogue. Able to pick up a ton of damage. But unless you can get an angle on the rogue, that hunt is not landing a sap. Kiddish out of fall. It does go for a trick and stun into the rogue. You got to make the damage happen right now. You got to make all the damage happen this moment, right now. This is your opportunity. This is your chance. I-beam does go through. But does he have a follow-up? He got himself the reap. But unfortunately, I don't know what kind of a setup he's got going on. I don't know if he's got himself the melee build, the range build, but it's going to be Garrote out of the rogue, lock it down in for a little bit. And unfortunately, this rogue is just running amok. I don't know what kind of these perma dots you have on Rev. I don't really understand what you did to the Demon Hunter either, but I don't know. Can you do the same thing to Daya? He might be able to actually. Assassination Rogue bleeds and dot gameplay versus a Warlock. It's not complete travesty. Plus Cloak of Shadows is kind of massive, trying to go for Garrotes. Is actually ducking behind the pillar. I don't know if he knew exactly what the succubus was, but he was able to avoid it completely, instantly, ready to go as soon as the port comes out for Daya. Immediately hits him with mutilates. Is going to be dodge, burst, mortal coil. Cloak of Shadows out for Demoniac. As Daya does not go for the full burst just yet. Dark Pact with wall, committing a lot of defenses here, but it's going to be enough to live this. Demoniac does have big damage coming up in a minute. I wonder if he's just going to sit and stealth the entire time, or if he's going to go for a little bit of this hit and run bleed gameplay with Daya. Might be able to. 50 seconds until the Death Pact is back up. He knows there's going to be a succubus, does go for Garrote. Smoke bomb down. I think try to use it initially to avoid the succubus, but for Daya, at least, it's going to give an opportunity to at least get some of that damage together with the Dark Layer and the waves stacking up. Hunt to follow, Fear right after, more UAs stacking in. Unfortunately, I don't think Demoniac is going to be able to do much. Double and Death Regime around him, dropping meteors, and I think the curses do take him. Daya, unfortunately, is walking into this next duel without a lot of defenses, but still does have a succubus. We can get a good angle with it, might be able to do something with this Rogue. Trinkets it. Daya immediately trinkets as well. Gateway 1, Gateway 2. Try to avoid the Rogue. The Rogue does burn steps with a Mortal Coil, cloaks it though. Daya, I don't know what else you can do. Maybe AoE Fear. Maybe AoE Fear. It is going to be very hard. Blind? Kidney? I think it just might be over. Unless Daya barely surviving. Not a lot of bleeds from Assassination or Subtlety Rogue, so at least you can get some healing and some procs too. Wait a second. Hold on, Murky. You need to get slowed. You need to get slowed. Unless Daya got mobility. Unfortunately, I think Daya realized he just doesn't have much to work with. And he just decided to run out, see if he can make some damage happen. Rat picking up to him. Rosie picking up to him. Demoniac also picking up to him. Well done for both teams, man. I think one person didn't get a chance to play, but for the most part, just about everybody did in that one, right? I'll do a double check. I'm going to place my flag on him. Hey, man, that's part of the game, right? Part of the game. Part of the fun. No, I didn't do that. 6. Cool. How are we doing on groups? Rosie, Talents, Feral Druid. Or what? Oh, this year Talents? Should you be telling me all of this? Should I be sharing this on screen? I'm gonna close it. I don't know if I should. I meant to share with me in the chat. Cast a Demon Hunter not so good. Maybe in 12.5 since it can heal. Potentially. Rosie wants to go first round. Disrespect. Okay. Ready? All right. No mind. We lost one. Okay. Who did we lose? Did we lose Rev? We did lose Rev. Okay, is Rev just switching? Is Reverend switching? Is that what's happening? Okay, chat, we got one more spot. One spot if y'all want to join in. If it is Reverence, it's going to be going back in. Rev, the Feral Druid wants to 1v1 you as the first match. It definitely wants to 1v1 you as the very, very first match. They are making that soul immolation button do percentage healing, and you go out of 5. Okay, so we're also looking for one more for Team Boris. All right, trying to get a +1 for both teams then. We'll see if we're able to. Layson, I love you, buddy. It's a no paladin one. I am so sorry, friend. So sorry. But we decided to do no paladins over for the NA, and the boys have been enjoying it a lot. I think I'd rather Red than Feral. Listen, if you have an ult you want to bring, you're more than welcome to. But we'll be doing no pallies over for the NA. I would have loved to have Layson. And Daya, you say that now, but you're gonna eat those words, man. You say that now, but it's gonna be some monkey fist type of scenario where you're just gonna get a whole team of just palas. I'm gonna see if Kona will be down for some duels. Daz is Daz PvE guy. Death Strider? Green Jesus? Does Death want to join some? Hold on, let's see if Death wants to join. Yeah, if he does want to, if you don't want to run 2 accounts, we'll just have both of them in the same team. I'll still look for bodies, but yeah, if you want to, man. If you want to. Metsu, I could have asked him when he was free. I should have probably asked him. The Sav, I know Sav just came back to the game. And he's a Lordaeron, so it looks like he's maybe just capping. Does Cheldra do these duels? Stoneblood is a paladin. I can't invite him. Otherwise I would. But I can't. Worthless? I mean Worthless, he'd be a Shadow Priest. I don't know how well it's gonna work in the duel. Like, he'd just be basically a train dummy. That's how Feral supposed to be played. Dot and Kite. Red is more interactive than Rosie's playstyle. The bleeds and Kite. Well, isn't Red exactly the same playstyle though? They go in, hit you with a stun, Wake of Ashes, Dawnlight, double Templars, and then walk away, letting you melt. Technically. Boris is ready. Okay, we do need one more. We do need one more body. Did Conan join? Oh, Vinix. Okay, that works. I don't know if that's you on your alt or whatever, but we got a hunter. That should work. Alrighty. One on boss. Might be the last one for the night, boys, but we'll see. Because I do gotta get some work and stuff done later this evening. Let's do like a Tiger's Peak. Do the Tiger's Peak arena. I like Tiger's Peak. It's a good one. And we'll see if it works. Okay. Team Quartz or Daya. I'll queue in a second. Liv said he is his stuff crashed. Demon Hunter, that might be a really good one. So I can get a +1 now before I go. Yeah, might as well. Yeah, Rosie, I don't think you're going to be able to get that 1v1. Unfortunately. I don't think it's happening. I'm assuming Lift is back. I'll give him a second. I think they're back, right? Okay, we'll find out. If Lift's PC is completely borked, we'll just leave and we'll come back. Oh no, looks like he's in. Okay, cool. Perfect. Awesome. I know, dude. Yeah, the Demon Hunter stuff is going to be really, really good, Rosie. It's going to be really good. But yeah, wish you got that 1v1, man. It'll happen eventually. Trust. Rev, he comes and goes. He's like a ghost. He's like a poltergeist. He appears and then disappears. And then appears and disappears. She's always welcome to join us, though. Every single time, but he's kind of like Tank. He just appears and he's gone. And he's back and he's gone. He's like that, he's also like that chart of like, we're back, it's over. But it's a little more sporadic, I'd say, both of them. Switch. We got ourselves Murky over for the team 1. Is he going to be first up? Standing first, but I can't tell if he is. He is! Shatterfrost over in the back as well. We got ourselves Demoniac. We got ourselves Chicago and Rosie. And immediately it's going to be Demon Hunter versus Murky. Going in for Burst, Shadow Blades and everything. Blind just for a second. Cheap Shot is going to be an immediate trinket. Stun into Murky. Goes in for a trinket himself. The Rogue, try to see if he can keep the offensive going as much as possible. Smoke bomb down, so I guess he can always dip out of it if he wants to. Or if Sage is going to run, he's not going to have blind sight. Meta is in play. For Sage right now, this could be his perfect opportunity to make the most amount of damage. Trying to go for a big Predator's Wake, but I don't think it looks like Murky taking him out. Did he have him dotted? There's no shot, right? Was it just like a delayed hit, but like a an image? Because he died while CC'd. Or is it like a delayed auto attack, the proc through or something? I don't even know. Oh! Fast games tonight. The Rogue eliminated Demon Hunter in a blink of an eye, and then he just disappeared into the void himself. I like that glass cannon. I mean, that works really, really well. Paladin, Daya? Yeah, well, Daya can. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if Warlocks could kite Paladin super easily, we would have been able to see them do it a lot on EU. However, Paladins are still, they rock Warlock socks every single time. Succubus EC, Shatterfrost going in for damage. Dia trying to see if he can escape it. Does go for a dual kick. This could be an opportunity for you to just ramp up and stack as much damage as possible. Stack it up your way. Mortal Coil onto Shatterfrost. Big procs and Dia just continue to pump out so much damage. AMS for Shatter is going to give him some momentary shielding. Actually, a massive giga shield. What is this extra shield he's got going on? What in the world is this shield? Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. What is this absorbed from? That's not AMS. Hold on, Dia, can you break through that? What in the world am I looking at? It's just a big old blue bar. Oh wait, he's breaking through it. A little by little, he's breaking through it. Dia will have to go for defenses. There goes the wall. At least he can go for spam casts here. Shatterfrost with an AMS just to give himself a little bit more cover. Holding onto this shield as much as possible. How big is the shield he's got going on him? What is that? Dia picking up a Warlock Hellstone. Completely dry. It looks like Shatter actually stole a fear from him. Actually stole a fear from him. An AoE fear diabolical out in the open. Got himself a bit more help with the death pack. Trying to see if he can use that borrowed health to survive for as much as humanly possible. I don't know if he can really last it, but it looks like Dia does get just enough dots to take him down. It's a PvE trinket. Oh wait, I think I know which one that is. I think I saw a YouTube short on it. Pretty sure I saw a YouTube short on it. I think there was like a rogue that played that trinket to 2100 or something in some bracket. Maybe. That's crazy. How good is that thing actually? What is the duration? Also, Dia, he's just like, yo, boys, I am gone. I am scared. That Pharaoh is spooky. Please get me out of here. I think he actually did forfeit, right? I think he did forfeit. Yeah. His Celebrate isn't moving, so he's forfeited. So next, whoever's going to be up versus Rosie, I think the team is going to have to talk amongst themselves, like, which one of us is the best against the Pharaoh? What is it going to be? Looks like the Beastmaster Hunter is going to give him at least a chance here. Flares are down, camo down, eyes available for either side. And Rosie definitely is going to have to get himself as much bleed damage as possible. And as long as he can avoid that Beast Mastery damage, the line of sight of it, maybe he'll be okay. Although they did buff up the pet damage quite a solid bit. Evenix picking up the eye. Should be able to see Rosie. The pet should be able to sniff him out. Rosie does get a leap either way. That is unfortunate, as Rosie is going to be able to establish the strongest bleeds possible. Full Pharaoh Frenzy to follow up. Bites even follow through as well. Didn't have incarnation for this one. It's just raw bleeds. And Rosie's going to take a lot of damage from behind the pillar, together with a stampede around the corner. As long as his pets are able to stay on Rosie and auto attack, they should be able to do a decent bit of damage. Plus, the Mortal Strike effect on them too should be decent bit as well. Venix, however, takes a lot of the bleed damage. Picking up a little bit of healing with Exhilaration is going to have to be very proactive with his CC and try to deny Rosie as much bleed damage as possible. But whenever you have line of sight of Rosie and whenever you got big damage, this could be a perfect opportunity for you to get some pressure. However, Venix does rot out, and unfortunately Rosie, with all those bleeds, came in, landed them, and back it up out of there. Does end up taking him out. Is Dia... I like how he still has a health bar. I was thinking it was just going to disappear, but... yeah. Next up is going to be, I think, take down that or Steven. For either one of them, the Feral Druid is not an easy matchup. I do think for takedown, the Feral is viable. Especially if you can get a Shrink out of the Feral and then lock him down in a stun. But for Rosie right now, I wonder if he's ever going to go for the eye here. Because for takedown, staying in camo, I mean, for him, staying and waiting until higher dampening may not be the worst. I see I'm not missing much. You're missing a game with that Paladins, Blade. What are you talking about? Though, Feral Druids are pretty strong. I need the 21st to come so I can power level my ults. Same. Wait, what do you mean power level? I know we got time walking on 21st, but are you talking about the invasion? Is that a power leveling strategy? Has anybody tested it? If it's any good? Because it might be. I might need to try it whenever the patch comes out. Honestly. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be power leveling some characters as well. Looks like neither Takedown or Rosie are going to be picking up the eye, although Takedown is kind of crouching next to it. Unfortunately, it looks like camo does fall off after a minute. Summon wins is coming with XP buff. Oh, really? Wait. Takedown might have crashed. Or not? I think it might have crashed there for a second. Or DC'd. Or something along those lines. But I think Rosie's going to give him maybe an honor duel here. Give him at least a chance. Possibly. Maybe. But that, or they'll have to play it out. Stun, trinket immediately. Maybe he can make something work off of it. Freezing trap, waiting for him. Rosie is dodging the freezing trap so well. He's gonna go for a trinket. That is gonna be some damage on a takedown. Big, what is it called? The chakram flying in. Turtle shell. Oh my god! That was amazing. What in the world? He didn't even have line of sight on the guy and he just died. I am flabbergasted. Can you tell I'm flabbergasted? I'm very flabbergasted. I'm also sad that Chicago's not giving him an honorable match here. He's still got a camo either way for a second. Trinket on Chicago. I don't know if he can go for a stun. Not going to give him a chance. I was really hoping takedown. Oh, man. Takedown, taking it down. My God. I was really hoping takedown was going to give a proper honor duel, but unfortunately not happening. Steven is going to be up next, though. Got himself those casts versus Chicago. Trying to see if he can back up out of there. But he's definitely going to have to build himself up for a big meta and then might be able to get himself a lot of damage out of it, too. Short stun by onto Chicago. Steven needs to build up a lot of resources. But if you can build them up, it could be a huge meta. Try to see if he can break out of the totems, if at all possible. Backflip it out of there as best as he can. He's also going to have to use the shift ability, the movement skill, to get him some shields. Because if he's constantly taking damage from Chicago and he's unable to shift for a shield, he's just going to be taking too much damage to the health bar. Yeah, anytime you take damage, I think you need to pop shift in order to get himself some output. That was, yeah, damage 65 then gone. It was a lot, man. Big damn. Definitely the biggest damn of all time. Void Ray out for Steven. He may have to be looking for a darkness here at some point in the future, actually. Because his health is not looking all that good right now. But Chicago continues to zap him with Tempest. I wonder if the Demon Hunter has been able to build up for a meta and you just save him for like a big all-in go. Because he does have a blur, he does have a stun, so you might be able to make something work off of it unless he just leaves. He just leaves. That is so... I love the burst out of the Survival Hunter, but the fact that you guys just kind of like left like that, I mean, he's probably dead to lasso, but it does leave a little bit of a dissatisfying taste in your mouth. That being said, that Survival Hunter actually blew past what I was thinking he was going to do. The DK healed for 1 million from a PvE trinket. Did he actually heal for 1 million? I mean, that's crazy if that's true. That's actually nuts. I hate how that ended. But I think that might be the last one for the night. No, all good, Razor, all good. Don't you worry, guy. Don't you worry. Boris, I think that was the last one for the night. I do have some work I gotta do. I want to go eat dinner as well. And I also gotta respond to a buddy of mine. To a friend. Well, we did a podcast together, so a working contact, right? A work contact. If I am able to join for a podcast tomorrow, I don't think I'll. Well, start to bounce 7 times each. Each bounce 25% more damage, and last bounce hits you for 125k. Wait, do chakrams benefit from the kill commands? Or what, to the spear? Hold on a second. Don't you have crit scaling too? Let me see if I can pull it up like this. Wow head, talents. Oh no, oh wait, you do. No wait, I was thinking this talent. No, I was thinking flanker's advantage. This used to be someone with kill command stuff. You probably do have critical strike scaling. Critical strike chance increase, critical strike more damage, increased crit chance, critical strikes, each damage over time effect, increase your critical strike damage they receive from you. Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And then you have this for critical strike damage. I don't know, that doesn't count, but you do have some critical strike damage scaling. Yeah, there would just used to be a thing with Tip the Spear, and it also was like when an attack consumes Tip the Spear, it critical strike damage is increased. I think it used to be this talent, but it was old War Within version. And I think they reworked it. But yeah, sadly I can't play that talent. All good. All good. Yeah. I was thinking there was another talent that was like gave that crit scaling, but I think I was wrong. I think that was just natty chakram. I don't know how to explain it. Chakram. It like zooms around people. It's like a frisbee. Oh man, it's so good though. I love that. That was so good. Alrighty, boys. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for joining. It's super fun hanging out with all of you. I loved the variety of classes and birds that we saw tonight. The first game with Prot was a little bit on the slower end, and I'm so sad because Sensei normally doesn't join these duels, but that time he did, and he had to fight a tank. I'm assuming that probably was not fun as a Windwalker, but at least he hopefully got some decent games there. The Outland Venom one. I was thinking about some other talent, but I forgot about Outland Venom. Yeah. Unfortunately that you can't really play that one. I almost feel like they should find a way to make certain classes good with crit and PvP. There's some cool bursts I could do. So mad at DJ SVP. Why? He bursted you. He played his class. One shot of it like that. You'll get him next week. Bring it. Bring back those druid. Bring back the survival hunter. Come back next week with more conquest gear. And you guys are going to be slapping each other yet again. All over again. But yo, I appreciate you guys for coming by. Super fun hanging out with every single one of you. So fun. I'm going to go. I get some food, get some work done, and hopefully go to sleep super early because I've been trying to go to bed early whenever possible. Mostly because I can stay up and just watch anime, but you know, I have priorities straight. I do gotta fix my sleep schedule for the reset though, because we got 12:05 coming out. I want to make sure I'm all good for that. So Challenger has a lot of really good talents you can't take because of how important the bottom few talents are, sadly. I wonder if they could possibly position those talents a little bit differently. I think it would be sick. But yeah, dude, brother, I need a lag spike. If I did a lag spike like that, I would come. What's up? What's up, Rosie? What's coming in 1205? There's got a bunch of stuff. We got invasions. We got this new delve-like instance. There's transmog changes, so you can like put your weapons anywhere in your character. New customization for demon hunters. Gearing opportunity for hero and mythic track gear. Reroll tokens, which you could use in dungeons and raids, and a variety of other content. But you should really use them in dungeons and raids to get more gear. There's going to be an upgrade system where you can upgrade your weapons and trinkets to a higher rank level, so you can get like a slight bump in your overall damage, which is going to be really nice. There's also Evoker that'll get visage form, like a battle visage. So like for dragon abilities that need a breath or wings or a flyby, you'll go into dragon form as an animation, but then you'll go back into visage form for everything else. So you'll be able to actually see your Evoker fighting in non-dragon form. There's also a bunch of other stuff coming out too. Like it looks like someone said, Blade said that potentially Joyous Journey is coming out, or some kind of like a XP buff. Actually, I have a whole list of all the things that are coming out too. There's also going to be mounts for Mythic Keystone or Mythic Keystone Mythic rating, which is 3400 rating or higher. You'll be able to add an enemy glow for tanks and Mythic Plus dungeons. So like if you just want to like put a glow on the mobs you're going to be killing for the dungeon and just not think about it right here. Hey guys, here's the glow. Here's the mobs you're going to pull. Everything else we're not pulling for a weekly 12. And you're good. There's Abyssal Anglers event, which is like a mini game for fishing. There's Decker Duels, so it's prop hunt. There's a bunch of content coming out in this patch. It's falls, the journeys and mob. Well, Blades, at the very least, maybe they're saving the XP buff for like 1107. But hey, next week is time walking, so if you just want to spam dungeons, you can get a lot of ults max level with dungeons. They're really efficient, really quick. And it's Mr. Pandaria, so if you get a lot of the J Temple dungeon, you could just do like the fish boss on the left, kill him real quickly, then go to the door behind the fish boss, and that takes you to the third boss, kill her, and then just take the pack into a Shaw, and then just kill Shaw. So you just do one less boss, less running around. It's like 5-minute dungeon, less probably, and that can give you a lot of XP. So video, come and watch it. Yeah, I got one coming up for, I think I'll have it drop on Tuesday, if not Monday. I got a lot of videos. I did post a video on like all the class changes, so if you want to go check it out, it has everything that's new there. Every new update for just about everybody. Still running a rat time walking. Got a helmet in to buy from Mogs. Yo, I'm so bad at the whole time walking vendors, dude. I can never have enough justice points to buy up all the vendor stuff. Also, can they move the Pandaria justice points vendor or time walking vendor anywhere that isn't Timeless Isle? It is a pain in the ass to fly there every single time. Like, put a portal. Put them, I don't know, in the shrines in the Four Winds area, or no, what is it called? Eternal. Don't names. It's been a second. This Bop remix. Yeah, Veil of Eternal Blossom. Or just put them in the Jade Forest, kind of like Pao Dong Village somewhere, right? TM Monastery? Dawn Blossom? Is it Pao? Is that south? Pao Dong Village. Okay, that is south. That is the Alliance one. I would put it like, honestly, wherever they got that TM Monastery, I think is the one where they had remix stuff. They should probably just put them there. I bought everything, never flying there again. That's what I gotta do, man. The thing is, every single time they add a time walking, they usually add like 1 extra item or 2 extra items. I wouldn't be surprised if they added something for this one. They gotta add a time walking raid from Pandaria. They gotta do just add Siege of Orgrimmar or Throne of Thunder. Actually, don't do Siege unless you're gonna fix the snake boss, and don't do Siege if you're gonna add the treasure boss, and don't do Throne of Thunder if you're gonna add the snake boss. I changed those a little, make it a cleave fight that dies in 2 seconds, but otherwise they need to add another raid for Pandaria. I think that'd be so sick. The amount of gear you can get from those time walking raids is awesome. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, you guys have otherwise you guys have a good one. Thanks so much for watching. I'm yapping out here. I'm gonna leave you guys probably hopefully with a decent song, if I can find a good one that I like. But enjoy your weekend, enjoy the evening. I'll see all of you probably Tuesday, unless I end up streaming a little bit at some point this week, which maybe, probably not. I'm probably gonna be busy. Alrighty, boys, peace.